Football 92, proudly brought to you by Mitsubishi Motors, BP Australia, CUB, Westpac, SIO, Vulcan, and Mitre.
Something's got to give at Football Park today. Adelaide and North Melbourne are both slumping, with 1 win and 8 games between them. The month of May has been less than merry. Can the return of star rover Tony McGuinness recharge the Crows? Can 5 changes revitalise the Roos? One thing's for sure, someone's got to post a win today. Hi everybody, I'm Dennis Cometti. Welcome along to Football Park here in Adelaide for the continuation of round 11 in the AFL competition. This afternoon, it's Adelaide against North Melbourne. Now, this is one of 3 games being played today. The other 2 in Melbourne. Footscray against Hawthorn, that game at the Western Oval, and Essendon against Sydney at the MCG. We'll keep you up to date with scores and highlights from both of those matches. Melbourne and Perth viewers will see a replay of Footscray Hawthorn later, so if you don't want to know the score from the Western Oval, look away when told to, okay? And I guess it's fair to say both of these teams, Adelaide and North Melbourne, come to this game as the big underachievers of 1992. Their record 3-6. It's not good. May has been unkind to both of them. Footscray making the pace, as you can see on the league ladder. Clear leaders now, 9 games for 28 points and doing very nicely. I guess coming in, a lot was expected of Adelaide and North Melbourne. Chances at making the final 6, that seems very unlikely now. In fact, the Crows have lost their last 4 games. Their last victory on this ground back on April 26th. That was against the Brisbane Bears. Not much better news for North. They've won just 1 of their last 4 games. The crowd a little disappointing today. And maybe the Crows' downturn has affected attendance. In fact, I'm sure it has. Taking a look at the record, these 2 sides have met twice, a win apiece. A big victory for Adelaide on this ground in the final qualifying match of last season, 73 points. A narrow win at the MCG for North Melbourne, 2 points earlier in the season. And with me this afternoon is Don Scott. Good afternoon, Don. What about these 2 sides?
Well, North Melbourne acted savagely to their defeat last week. They should have won against Melbourne. 5 changes, and coming into the side for Adelaide is McGuinness. Now, he will definitely strengthen that side. Ren had a day out last year. In actual fact, he was probably best on the ground when this side met North Melbourne last year.
And what about North? Your boy is missing this afternoon.
Yes.
Alex Zashenko is out of the team.
He's out of the team.
Discipline?
Well, no, he pulled a hamstring last week towards the end of the 3rd quarter. Man is coming in for Ishenko, but Smith has been promoted to interchange bench. Allison, Spargo, McCarthy, Wire and Dolina are also inclusions in that side.
And Sandy Roberts is waiting in the wings right now, though. Let's go down to Max Stevens for the Mitsubishi Ground Report. Max, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Dennis. Well, conditions here at Footy Park pretty good when you consider that winter is only just around the corner. The current temperature here at Football Park is 19.7. Our expected high 22 degrees. Humidity 58%. Now the wind it's blowing left to right of screen, gusting up to 20 kilometres. Goal advantage 3 goals. The ground condition excellent and the forecast cloudy and unfortunately rain developing.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Max. Bad news there, but the crowd is building a little bit, as Max told us. Still disappointing, I'd suggest, probably around 28,000 at the present time. We're set to go then. The Crows and the Kangaroos back with more shortly.
At BP, our emphasis on research and testing often leaves an impression on our visitors.
4th floor, aviation fuel research. 6th floor, marine oil testing. 7th floor, motorsport fuel and oil testing.
And everything we learn from this research, we put to use in a very practical place.
your local BP service station.
Pizza for Ted King? Top floor.
Top floor, space research.
BP, on the move.
When I sweat in Adelaide.
Sweats, new from Adelaide, at sports and department stores.
My husband is the last of the backseat drivers. Always check your blind spots before you overtake, he says. Always anticipate other drivers' mistakes, he says. And tyres, you should hear him go on about tyres. There's no safer family car tyre than Bridgestone Supercats, he says. Bridgestone do millions of miles of testing a year, he says. Huh, what does he know?
Hi, Beth. Bridgestone Supercats. That's confidence.
Whoa! Whoa, are you okay? Sure. Just thought I'd drop in. Would you like a drink? Oh, you bet.
I know. Let's have some fun. Let's nibble Nobby's nuts.
Ever had a what am I going to do now experience? You know, like,
What am I going to do now?
well, if you've got RACV house or contents insurance, this is all you need to do.
Emergency home assist.
This 24-hour helpline gets reliable local tradesmen on their way fast. And if it's an insurance claim, you'll get your money back. It's a free service with RACV house or contents insurance. Here's what you ought to do. Switch your policy now.
A star so big, he'll blow you away.
I thought you'd be bigger. Patrick Swayze.
A movie so hot, it'll set your screen on fire.
You know, you might even like it.
Load the house.
He's a one-man army.
He's a nice guy.
I'm shy. And a target for revenge.
He's crazy. Prepare to die.
The biggest box office star of the 90s.
I thought you'd be bigger.
In the first sizzling TV release. 8:30 tonight, Roadhouse. And tomorrow, see Swayze in Youngblood on 7.
And as you can see, North Melbourne on the ground. Their last victory came on May the 9th. They defeated Essendon 19-18 to 11-14. But since then, they've lost to Fitzroy and Melbourne. And that would be a worry to that man, Wayne Schimmelbusch, their coach. And North obviously have got to find some form this afternoon. And speaking of form, 10 rounds of competition have been decided in the South Australian National Football League. Here's Paul Childs with his report.
It's not spring, but the Magpies are already swooping. In the AFL, Collingwood is back on top, while in SA, Port Adelaide has the local competition at its mercy. Having shaken off last year's Blues, following its failed bid to join the AFL, Port has lost just one game and boasts an average winning margin of 9 goals. Led by young stars Nathan Buckley and Brett Chalmers, arguably the two best players outside the AFL, and gun full forward Mark Tyler, the Pies look odds-on to take the flag. At this stage, only one team looks capable of stopping them, last year's runner-up West Adelaide. Its creative midfield players, former Bears Peter Banfield and Darren Carlson, and Crow Grantley Filkey, have already conspired to beat Port once this year. Glenelg, the Eagles and Norwood round out the top 5, but all have been dogged by inconsistency. Glenelg has hit its straps in recent weeks, and with star forward John Fitz due back from injury, could pose a threat come September. The Eagles are caught in limbo, capable of easily defeating the clubs outside the 5, but crumble against the better teams. Also, star Bear recruit Andrew Taylor has failed to deliver the goods up forward. Norwood is the most improved team in the competition. Its veterans, Gary McIntosh and Michael Aish, are in top form, and its youngsters continue to impress. Outside the 5 sits South Adelaide. Early premiership favourites, the Panthers have lost their way, losing their last 4 games. South has been hampered by an injury to key forward Peter McIntyre and the poor form of 1991 Magarey medalist Mark Nailey. Central District has lifted in the past month. Inspired by its 35-year-old skipper Greg Smith, the Bulldogs have rocketed into finals calculations. The biggest disappointments have been North Adelaide and Sturt. Reigning premiers North Adelaide got away to a disastrous start, losing their first 5 games. But the Roosters have started to look menacing, and it's too early to write them off. Sturt offered so much pre-season, but has delivered nothing. AFL rejects Andrew Underwood, Damien Kitchke and Jay Varney have failed to lift the Double Blues. 1 win from 9 games says it all. Sturt will claim its 3rd successive wooden spoon. Paul Childs reporting for AFL Today.
So the two extremes of the competition locally, Port Adelaide and Sturt. And the hometown heroes on the ground. Heroes perhaps booming it up at the present time because they're under pressure, the Adelaide Crows. Good to see Tony McGuinness back after missing 2 games because of appendicitis. We'll be back then with Adelaide and North Melbourne right after this.
Throughout our history, Australians have realised the secret to survival is in looking after our own. And for 175 years, we have too.
Philips' new range of natural colour, large screen televisions bring pictures to life. The same technology has also been applied to the sound quality. Philips Symphobase hi-fi system brings you another step closer to the ultimate home cinema sound experience.
Philips. Take a closer look.
This automatic transmission has problems. His driver thinks there's a big bill coming. But if they go to fluid drive, they're likely to find that what sounds like a big problem may only be a little one. After almost 30 years of satisfying customers, Fluid Drive know the difference and how to save you big dollars. Take your automatic transmission to the specialists. You can trust your transmission to Fluid Drive.
You don't have to be cold this winter with Hamilton Island June Sizzler holidays. 5 nights, 6 days, including a Great Barrier Reef cruise. Just $799 from Melbourne. Call Hamilton Island or your AFTA or Ansett travel agent. Hamilton Island, your retirement is your service.
It's on again, Gary's once-a-year stock clearance sale. So come in and ask Gary about his lowest ever prices on new and ex-demo car radios and sound systems. Pioneer digital radio cassettes, $199. Philips 60-watt amplifiers were $119, now $89. Pioneer multi-play systems, a low $899. Philips auto reverse stereos, how much? Ask Gary. 40-watt Pioneer speakers, a crazy $29. Gary's car radio sale on now, only while stocks last. Hurry.
Super black jeans under $45. Even our classic drills are now under 40. And this detailed denim under 50. Plus winter rib jumpers and great print shirts under 35. With the lambswool jumper under $40.
Welcome back to Football Park as we say a very good afternoon to Sandy Roberts. Sandy.
Thank you, Dennis. Good afternoon, everyone. And the news is that Matthew Larkin has won the toss for North Melbourne, kicking to the southern end here at Football Park or to the right of screen.
Max Stevens, how about his selection?
Well, last 4 weeks, Dennis, I've gone against the Crows. Today, though, definitely Adelaide to beat North Melbourne.
Thank you, Max. How about you, Don? A selection in this game this afternoon?
Well, I'm going for North Melbourne for an upset.
Despite the absence of Ashenko, you're a man, your apprentice.
Yes, but they got Man in there, and
he's your man.
Peter broke his leg last year, and he may respond. Let's hope he does to the responsibility. He's got a big job against Micken and Wren.
Very good player in Western Australia, hasn't quite fired up. There's John Longmire.
And the North Melbourne players, you see there John wearing their black armband, as is Wayne Carey, in honour of Sal Murray. He was a leading goal kicker at North Melbourne, also a Richmond player, a past Richmond player.
Sandy, the Crows or the Kangaroos?
Well, I'd like to confer really with that little TAB merchant from Sorrento, because he would have all the odds on this. Don Scott, as the master of that business now, what odds are you offering on Adelaide? Surely they must be a very, very warm favourite.
This will be interesting.
Well, I'm going for North Melbourne.
The bolter.
I'm going for the Adelaide Crows. I think they can bounce back. Although it is a very important game for both sides, losers today can just about kiss the season goodbye.
That's right. The odour of mothballs will hang in the air tonight. Just checking the players coming off the ground. Wiedemann and Ingerson off for the Crows, and Steele and Tudor coming off for North Melbourne. So we're set to go. North Melbourne would have, I think, bad memories of this ground, given that they were thrashed here last season. A high-scoring affair, as I recall, because I did that game. It started out with a lot of goals to both of them in the first term, I think 7 each from memory, but then North Melbourne went down the gurgler in the second term. And I think that's part of their history in recent seasons. When they go with little resistance, North. Hopefully, that won't be the case this afternoon for their supporters. North Melbourne and the Crows then at Football Park. And Mann doing the ruck work. Wren beats him to it though and slaps it out wide. Schwass goes out of mid-air. It runs out towards the wing. Micken leads in the race. Needs support. Sends it back to Jarman, who appear to be tripped. Will get the free kick. No advantage there. So it'll come back to Andrew Jarman on the wing.
Schwass a little late in his reaction. Should have gone in a little earlier.
Here's Jarman then, probing kick inside the attacking 50. Big pack at the ball of the ball. Murphy in front. Good grab. He'd be keen to do well this afternoon.
Adelaide have named, or have, Micken at centre-half forward. He was named in the first ruck. Wren was on interchange in the paper. He started on the ball.
Michael Murphy from right on the 50. Kicking at the first score of the game. It's bending back. Has it got the carry? They contest right on the kickoff line, or rather the goal line. And it's gone through for a behind. A narrow squeak then for North. It was right on the line there.
Be very anxious to do well, Murphy. He went to North Melbourne for a short stint, really didn't perform.
Brett Allison to bring the ball back into play. Going short to Spargo. Ian turned to the outer side and finds Carl Delina. Delina's on half back. Goes to centre wing. And a good mark taken by Chris McDermott at the back. An inspirational leader, McDermott. And a great gatherer of disposals. He's averaging some 17 kicks a game. Is the leader. Goes to the half-forward line. Micken just stands over the top. Leads away, but the umpire takes charge. Umpires John Russo and Greg Scroop. In action here at Football Park today. Crowd is built, but it's certainly not a sellout. Jarman towards the wing, getting there a little bit too late. It's pushed up to that position. Socket off the ground, in fact, by Brett Allison. And the Crows have the option again. It's Jarman. Towards the right half-forward flank. Big pack of players. Micken in the middle of it. Close to the boundary line. Bickley keeps it in play. Back to Jarman again. Here's a chance for the Crows to centre half-forward. Murphy in front spot. Takes a good mark. Well, he's averaging 8 marks a game. And he's going to have a shot directly in front and considerably closer than his last kick.
Well, doing the right thing in front. It's a valiant attempt there. Good hands. And bad anticipation, I would say, by the North Melbourne defender. Or poor anticipation.
Michael Murphy. From 40 metres. Posts the first goal for the Crows.
SIO offer a new concept in motor insurance.
SIO? My car's been stolen. Your name,
Comprehensive motor
Bennett.
insurance giving free access to 24-hour help
I'll get you a cab. Can I inform anyone?
with one
Yes,
phone
please.
call.
Don't worry, Mrs. Bennett. We've got everything under control. I'll have our claims department call you.
Talk to SIO now for comprehensive motor insurance.
Insurance as it should be.
Phone 649-1234.
Crows lead by 7 points then. McCarthy held without it. Will take the free kick. Not much to that. Just forward of centre, John McCarthy. Hopefully he can get back to form. Good player when he's going. That's too infrequent. Oh. Behind Carey, took it off hand, snaps, good-looking effort. That's a fine goal.
Well, wasn't that amazing? Cleared everybody. And Carey, not expecting the ball to come over the top of the pack as it did. A snap shot over his leg. Now watch this. A long kick by McCarthy. Wren just not judging it. Over everybody's head. And there he is. Carey, fortunate to be in the right place.
Wayne Carey making the margin 1 point. Adelaide 1-1. North Melbourne with one straight goal. Overcast conditions, but hopefully the rain will stay away. Wren wins the tap. Spargo tries to belt it back towards Carey once again, floating it wide. Allison is there. Eventually picks it up, gets it away. Now an opportunity for Scholl. High left foot drop punt in towards Longmire. Wren comes over the top and affects the spoil. Romero waits down, gives away the hand pass. Sean Smith, who came into this side at the expense of Alex Oshenko, has his kick smothered over the line and well smothered for a throw in North Melbourne's left forward pocket.
And as you can see there, Smith injured. There's a great smother by Hart. Smith coming into the side, replacing Oshenko.
Wren trying to do the ruck work from behind. Ball goes to ground and the umpire has a bounce. Just 25 metres out from the North goal. Crowd of probably approaching 30,000, but the one thing we have noticed here, they are very quiet and almost respectful. As Mark Bickley goes to the half-back line.
Well, disrespectful.
Mind you, it is very early days yet. Spargo on the outer side, in a spotted bowler. Back to Romero again. He's still outside 50. Centering kick towards half forward, but in front to take a timely mark is Sean Tasker.
That's very much what have you done for me lately, that feeling around this ground at the present time. Bickley gets it to Jarman, to Maynard, to Liptak, who goes through the middle. Probing kick inside the 50. Murphy up again, almost. Falls wide of the pack. Jamieson a chance to Maynard. On for the short one is Louis. Can he get back? No, he can't. He's pushed off the ball. Martin gets back and gets it across the boundary line.
He does that so well, running down the ground. Rodney Maynard playing at centre half back. Carey will just have to watch that. He's done it on a number of occasions. Run just down the ground, and usually it results in a goal.
Crows by a point. Boundary throw in. Over the top, Jamieson. It falls behind. Clarkson goes to ground. Murphy, who's been very lively, does well. McGuinness gives it out. Marshall just outside the 50. Floats one down towards the pocket. Modra held surely. Nothing doing. And fairly comes away. Clever kick gets it out of bounds out towards the defensive 50. Well, that had to be a free kick.
That was a definite free kick. There's really no consistency. And Tudor about to come on for North Melbourne. And Smith is going off. That injury we pointed out when the ball went down in the forward pocket.
Bad luck for Sean Smith, getting a break. Not able to take advantage of it. Clarkson, a very high kick around the outer side. Romero going back with the flight of it. McDermott stands his ground, pumps it back in. Awkward bounce. North not favoured by that. Liptak. Well, play allowed to go on, so the umpire's letting them play. Scholl gets it to Mann. Now Schwass forward of halfback, lays it off again. And they work the ball forward. This is Delina booting it out wide, and a good mark is held by Larkin. Larkin. Right half forward. In fact, he got it from Page, who's run on down the ground. Page going down towards the pocket, ignored. McCarthy, big leap, falls to ground. Hart comes away with it. McDermott sends play almost square to the outer side. Schwert goes back. He's got it. Jarman is breaking for him. He ignores that and goes for length down towards Lee. Missed by Scholl. Jarman wrestles there with Spargo. Lee's got it. Goes to ground. Strong tackle by Scholl.
Hart tries to push it further forward. Jarman follows it up. Close to the boundary line is Allison, and eventually he sees it over. Brett Allison playing game number 84 as Sean Smith receiving some treatment to that left knee, but I'm sure Max Stevens will keep us up to date with what is happening on the boundary line today as it's drifted back towards the centre. McGuinness tries to farm it out. My word, the Crows will be looking for something from him after recovering from that appendix operation. Hart up towards the half-forward line. Here's the opportunity for Lee. Still well outside 50, but he pokes it in towards the pocket. Kick is not a good one. It goes over the line in the right forward pocket with Anthony Modra under plenty of pressure from Michael Martin.
Matthew Liptak in great position on that occasion. Had the ball not have gone out.
Throw in the right forward pocket, under 18 minutes remaining. Meakin picks it up, heads towards goal. Martin is there to defend. Has a bounce. Shepherding sees him clear, and he sweeps a long hand pass towards half back. Tapping it over the top was Peter Mann. North trying to get out of trouble, and they will through Scholl. Back towards centre wing. McDermott waiting for the crumbs. Out it comes now. The skipper's away. The Crows out of strife. Back towards the centre of the ground. Could be a free kick for a high tackle. The umpire's letting it go, Don. McGuinness. Penetrating kick up towards the forward line. Big pack of players. Waiting down his lip tack. Play on is the call. Page. North Melbourne out of trouble. Through Fairley. Back towards the centre, but only as far as Wren.
Wren does nicely away to Schwert. Forward of the wing. Schwert inside the attacking 50. Murphy, awkward half volley. Did he mark it? Yes, he did. Oh, that was close. He did very well to get his fingertips under that ball. I thought it was going to pitch short. Well, these umpires.
No, it's only one umpire.
Oh, sorry, Don.
John Russo is down that end of the ground.
You've got ESP. What was I going to say?
Well, you're going to say something derogatory about two umpires. You should only say about one.
There goes the long kick in. Wren in from the side. Takes the mark.
Well, they've got big raps on this fellow. I was impressed on centre wing just a couple of minutes ago, the way he used his body, he can chase, and his mobility to chase and bring down a player. And to go down on the forward line like he did, take a good mark.
And kick a goal.
Energy Victoria and Mitre 10 are working together to help save Australia's valuable energy resources and save you money. We've got Bradford Bats. Energy Victoria calculates insulation will save you up to 40% on your winter heating costs. You can reduce your heating bills even further with these Raven Draft and Weather Seals. With these compact fluorescent smart lamps, you'll save up to 80% on lighting costs. There's lots more energy-saving products and ideas in the Energy Savers catalogue. So to save energy and save money, just ask Mitre 10.
7 points, the margin, favouring the home side after the goal from Wren, and it's Wren who wins it out of the centre. Fairley tries to soccer it. Jose Romero has another go down towards half forward, and the mark taken by Carey. Wayne Carey, 65 metres out. It's a prodigious kick, but it's off target, one behind.
It's gone every bit of 70 metres.
So one straight kick in it. North Melbourne a 1-1. Certainly been a very erratic season from the Roos. They made a lightning start in their match against Melbourne, kicking just about 8 straight. But the Demons still managed to get up. McDermott's at half-back. Will head towards the outer side. Marshall could be the flyer from behind. Couldn't take the mark. Down they go. And the umpire comes in for a bounce. By Greg Scroop. As Don said, with him today is John Russo. Just in the North Melbourne attacking zone. Wren leaning. Have to go over the top. Does have a height advantage. One the tap was trying to get it down to Liptak. Ping for holding the ball. And Matthew Liptak will take it from half-back. His kick is a shot. His kick is not good as we go down to the boundary line. The first medical report of the day from Max Stevens.
Thanks, Andy. Sean Smith, nothing too serious, just a knock to the knee, and he will come back if required.
Max in form. That's good to know. The ball goes out of bounds on the bounce inside the attacking 50 and will be thrown in. Ingerson and Wiedemann around the boundary line. 2-1 to 1-1. Crows leading. Wren and Carey from behind McDermott. Falls to Liptak. Feeds Hart to Jarman. They do like to share it around. More hand passes than any other team in the league. Lee. Long kick inside the 50. Modra did very well. Play on's the call. Well, McGuinness gives it away to Jamison. Jamison pulls it back, and I think he's kicked a goal in any case.
When we designed the new Magna wagon, we made it the most elegant ever. More luxury, more space.
We gave it a whole new rear suspension, the largest engine in its class.
We refined everything. It feels like a sedan, but the back's not just bolted on. If you can imagine, no seams. And what does all this add up to? The most comfortable, assured and safe ride you've ever had.
The Adelaide Crows by 12 points. Rod Jamieson kicking his 20th goal for the season. Topped the goal kicking last year with 49, but this is Wayne Schwass sending North Melbourne towards Longmire, but held up once again, and well held up by Bickley. Towards McDermott. Keeps it in play. Goes over the top. Lip tack. Have to be quick. Great tackle. Not quick enough. And eventually brushed over the line for throw-in on the outer side. He's the South Australian camp. Graham Corns. He always has that furrowed brow, worried look. Early days yet, but such an important game for both sides. Tasker will leave it for Wren. Tasker thought about the big spoil, who's playing from behind, but Wren gets it off to Marshall. Again, he heads to that outer side, and again to Schwert. Hurried left foot kick up towards centre wing, and the mark is going to be paid. That's to Peterman. The Roos wanting the next one. They're down by 12 points at the moment. They have it at half forward, and there's a good mark taken by Carey.
Wren should have punched Sandy.
Now, we saw him kick from 65 metres behind only a few moments ago, so it's going to be interesting to see what he can do here, kicking from probably 55.
Just looking at those flags, the wind directly behind him.
He's kicked North Melbourne's only goal to date. Drop punt on its way, and again he's drifted it across goals away to the right for another behind. 1-2 North Melbourne. Adelaide are 3-1. Wayne Carey. Has he kicked their entire score, Donald?
1-2. Sandy, he has kicked
their entire score.
That's right.
Good luck with the TAB, Don. Here's Hart. Some indecision. Goes towards the outer side, and Wren, up he goes, almost. Liptak has been busy. Smart couldn't control it at close quarters. McDermott. Wren lost it. McCarthy did well, knocked it forward. Longmire to Ramiro, and he gets it across to Mann, and Mann goes into an open goal and kicks it.
The days are grey, the nights are long, so turn it on, turn it on, oh turn it on, show me what you've got, turn it on, 'cause when you're hot, you're hot.
The margin back to 5 points as Peter Mann gets his first for North Melbourne. Sean Wren has a couple of attempts to try and pump it down to the half-forward line. Back to the centre. North having the numbers at the moment. Schwass in towards the 50-metre line. Tudor from 50. Stabs in towards Longmire. Second grab, he takes it.
It's interesting they're changing man in the forward pocket. McCarthy going on the ball. Well, probably the man who's got the biggest leap out there is Craig Scholl. They could run him on the ball as Tudor used his speed to advantage as he got around and spotted Longmire.
John Longmire, 26 goals so far this season, and won't add to it with that kick. 245 in his career. North 2-3, trailing Adelaide Crows, who are 3-1.
It's good to see Lee Tudor make his mark again. He was dismissed from the North Melbourne club, and he trained with them over pre-season and made his way back onto the list. It's a terrific effort.
Darryl Hart again goes short, and this time finding Bickley to Schwert. The Crows out of trouble. Up towards centre wing. Big pack of players fairly in from the side. Couldn't take it. Romero could take the hand pass and run on here. Into the forward line once again. The kick is a beauty, and the mark has been taken by Clarkson. Alistair Clarkson will be having a shot from 45 metres out in front of the scoreboard here at Football Park. And a chance for the Roos to hit the front. Good looking kick off the boot, and he's kicked it. One behind. so they don't hit the front door. 2-4. They've had their chances, though. Adelaide, 3-1.
Adelaide playing the huddle. And what they're doing, I wonder if they'll do it again this time. One player stays at centre half back. They chip it short.
Dear. McDermott, here's the short man. Gets it out wide to Hart. This is Ben Hart on the defensive 50. McGuinness couldn't control it. Clarkson runs it across. It will be thrown in.
I wonder if that's a plan, Dennis, because they spotted McDermott earlier. Everybody peeled off. McDermott was the only man staying. That time he was the only one who made the move. Everybody else stayed.
Well, they kicked it very early. There wasn't a chance for much to develop. There's the throw in. Mann hooks it behind the pack. Spargo an opportunity. Did well in a test of strength with Jarman. 55 metres out. Pulls it down towards the kickoff line. Smart fell over. So did Longmire. Smart the better to recover. Darryl Hart brings it away. Little chip pass out wide. It pitches just inside the field of play and runs away. Well, I think what they're doing in the huddle is breaking to one side, and then if the outriders are posted, as Wayne Schimmelbusch looks on, if the outriders are posted, somebody, at least one, perhaps two, comes back to the middle. On that occasion, though, McDermott went very early, and now Wren is penalised, and the free kick is given to Mann.
Well, they're both holding.
Mann is centering kick. Schwartz in front. How will they see that? Delina reaches over the top, and it's Schwartz mark in front.
Well, I thought Schwartz only had the one armour.
But he had two up.
Well, I didn't think he controlled it with the other.
Jamison was pushed in the back and will get the free kick on the outer side. Stop-start affair, this one. North Melbourne's last goal, one of the most remarkable you would ever see. 7 men got behind the defence. Never seen that before. Schwartz.
Tudor coming off too, Dennis, and Smith coming back on.
Schwartz goes down towards half forward. North Melbourne have got the numbers, but the strength. Micken in front, juggles the mark. Mark Micken pops into open space looking for Murphy, and Murphy's marked it about 40 metres from goal.
Giving Glenn Page the run around Murphy. Micken, centre half forward. Good kick.
Michael Murphy kicking at his second. If he gets it, the lead will be 9 points for the Crows. Whoa, it's a shocker. Away to the right, off hands, and to behind. So the margin is 4 points, 20 plays 16. Just over 7 minutes remaining till quarter time.
Schwartz will have to be quick. Got a touch just in time, but we'll see a throw in the Crows' left forward pocket. Micken slaps it over the back to accommodate McGuinness, who snaps at goal but just drifts it away to the right. Well, I'll be keen for Tony McGuinness to fire up today. They rely very heavily on him.
Interesting, Sandy, if we think back to yesterday, one of the features in that game at Princes Park was the kicking in of both fullbacks. Peter Caven quite outstanding, and Gary Pert likewise. And they manufactured so much for their respective teams, and today the problems for these two struggling sides starting very much with these kick-ins. They're just lacking conviction.
Well, they're not going as long, are they, Dennis? Those two guys, especially Caven, to kick it a proverbial mile. Now that's a better kick in.
That's better.
Yes, from Brett Allison down towards the half-back line. Micken again hoping to start something. Clarkson fisting away, going back towards Jarman, however. Usually constructive. Short to Darryl Hart. He'll have to be quick. Caught and ripped off the ball well. Romero gets a hurried kick. No one at home, however, for North Melbourne. This is going to give the Crows the chance to go deep into their attacking zone. The hand pass comes from Jamison. Marshall flicks in towards full forward, and 2 grabs not paid to Micken. Murphy's away, but the whistle had sounded. 5 points the margin, favouring the Crows. 6 minutes remaining. Crows a chance to score here. Micken can again flick it. He does to Lee, who bends it back. But again, not quite far enough. Another behind.
He's proving a problem. Micken with his hit outs. We saw the smaller Paxman yesterday against Monkhurst, and Monkhurst really did initiate play from bounce downs, throw-ins and centre bounces, and Micken is doing exactly the same again today against smaller opponents.
Well, again, Allison going short, but this time pinpoint accuracy. Romero off to Fairley onto Spargo. North suddenly up towards the right half forward line. Scholl, usually a good deliverer of the football. Not on that occasion. Smart comes charging out. Picks it up, gives it to his skipper. Across to Jarman he goes. And it's Jarman who steadies it down. Back towards centre wing, where the mark is taken by Mark Micken.
He boots it down over the wing now. Schwerdt goes back. Maynard was there too. It's knocked away. Opportunity for Wren. Delina was taken high. No free kick. Lee, right on the line, did well. Schwert's got it now. Very hot handball. Jamieson backing up Maynard, who runs on. Chips in short and finds Modra. Good footy. And Modra, thinking about going short, and Maynard continues his run and bobs up about 25 metres from goal. He's the master of doing that.
Really, there's a lack of concentration by players on both sides and not picking up. Adelaide, when North Melbourne are going forward, and now when Adelaide go forward, North Melbourne not manning up.
Maynard for goal then has missed to the short side by a fair margin. So the Crows lead it by 7 points. Rodney Maynard dutifully trots back to defence. Long trip. And Allison to bring it in. Bright and sunny at the moment. And Allison, what will he do this time? Last time they worked it well out of defence, but the kick still came outside the 50. It's a very good kick at the football, Allison. Almost the identical position. And he finds Clarkson once more. Little set play. Schwass. They want that side of the ground. Scholl's in trouble. Micken's got him. They work it out well. This is Delina going down the outer side. Gets it to Fairley.
Fairley has a look up forward. He decides to go long in towards the pocket. Longmire is there in front of Smart. He's bundled over the line. So a throw in to take place. Both sides not taking advantage at the moment of opportunities in front of goal. Adelaide 8 effective shots for just 3. North Melbourne 6 for 2 goals. North have it down in their attacking zone. Let's see what they can do this time. Maynard loses it to Clarkson. Fairly a high kick up towards full forward. Fisted down through the legs of Schwass it went. Larkin does some shepherding. Hart goes over the football, then gets it out. Tasker a hurried kick. The Crows out of trouble towards the centre of the ground, but only momentarily. North have the numbers. Mann. Spargo does the shepherding. Mann gets a kick down towards half forward, but the mark once again not paid. Or is it going to be? Oh, no, he's lost it, in fact.
Well, Matthew Larkin fortunate on that occasion because the sun in his eyes, I suppose you could say bad luck. Watch this, Larkin going back. Now, here's the throw there. There it was. See, off the ground?
Mark Bickley. So Matthew Larkin from 40 metres. Directly in front. Lovely kick for goal. It's true.
Tonight Live, it's like being invited to a party every night of the week where the guests get totally out of control.
Yes, we have guests. Who the hell are the guests?
From real life, a very special story.
The callers are callers. They're cannon fodder.
This week, 25 years of talkback radio. Plus, Hollywood heartthrob Tom Cruise, back in Australia for the premiere of his new movie, Far and Away. And the tow truck operators, who were too scared to work.
Real Life, 6:30 weeknights on 7.
By a point, as Jarman sends them into attack deep. Martin comes up, judged at best. This is Page, up from the back pocket. Now Fairley, left half back, pulls it back, intended for Spargo, bounces obligingly. Paul Spargo, the defensive side of the wing, half smothered. Gained about 15 metres, Larkin's in front, runs into support out there, and eventually it goes across the boundary line. The support not getting the job done on that occasion. That was Page. Not altogether his fault. Thrown in on the wing. Micken gets it down. Jarman on his knees, shovels it out. Bickley, hurried kick down towards half forward. Scholl's in front. He's a good player, Craig Scholl. Joint best and fairest at North last season. Strong mark. Plays on. Allison across the ground. Dwyer goes down. Murphy. Now Marshall. He's at left half forward. Marshall. Modra's running back. He goes long down towards lip tack. Modra stays out of the contest. Missed down there by Allison. Now Liptak back to goal. Tries to fit it across to Jamison. In goes man. Jamison did well. Liptak. Oh, he was ambitious to try and go through there. Murphy in the grass. Stood up in the tackle. Now McGuinness. Claimed by Clarkson. Gets it away to Schwert. 55 metres out. Modra will fly from behind. Up he goes almost to mark. It ricochets off Lee, who was roving the pack right at their feet, and goes out of bounds.
Good play by Adelaide. They had 3 players down as Modra flew. North Melbourne just not getting numbers to when the ball's falling.
In the right forward pocket for the Crows. Micken tries to flick it over the back to accommodate Liptak, but it's Fairley who, not so subtly, heads to the boundary line. Crowd has built quite considerably. The game here in Adelaide, a relatively early start, prior to 2 o'clock. Lee at the bottom. It's a hurried left foot, but only as far as Glenn Page, who heads towards half-back. McCarthy in front. At the back was his skipper. Well, I'd love a big game from him today. Matthew Larkin as well. Carey marks between centre and half-forward. Now, he can kick a ball a long way. Elects to go for the pass. In towards the pocket. Longmire caught a long way behind, but the bounce may favour him. He can't pick it up. And sees it over the line as the siren sounds to end the first quarter here at Football Park. Very tight one. It's the home side leading. Adelaide at 3-5-23. North Melbourne 3-4-22.
Join Steve Bizard as he takes a light-hearted look at life in Barcelona.
You think forget the hat?
Witness his amazing courage in the bull ring.
Should I keep the watch on? At least I'll know what time I died.
See Faulty Towers in Spanish. And meet Manuel's cousin Ricardo, who somehow scored a job on Steve's camera crew.
Put in the trashy and come another camera. His assessment of the camera's condition was pretty much spot on.
A premiere special from the Olympic City, Barcelona, 9:30 Thursday.
Winter specials. Super black jeans under $45. Even our classic drills are now under 40. And this detailed denim under 50. Plus winter rib jumpers and great print shirts under 35. With the lambswool jumper under $40.
Back in '82, I managed to kick 46 goals in my first senior game. Yes, there were some reportable incidents, but every one of them was an accident. Incredibly, the 4 and 20 light pie is 92% fat-free. Wait for it. Yet it still has the same great taste.
New 4 and 20 light. The same great Australian taste. No kidding.
The sale you've been waiting for is on now. The Melbourne Video Warehouse clearance sale, and there's movies to burn. Everything is marked down. New releases, ex-rentals, liquidated stock, Sega and Nintendo games. With over 10,000 movie titles to choose from, this is your chance to own your favourite film for a fraction of the normal cost. Musicals, action, drama, classics, comedy and sport. From Costner and Schwarzenegger to Bogart and Bacall. Hurry to the Melbourne Video Warehouse clearance sale, 783 High Street, Thornbury. It'll be worth the trip.
Introducing a new dimension in V6 four-wheel drives. Four-wheel drive wagon at your Holden dealer now.
Quarter time at Football Park, and the Crows lead by a point, 3-5 to 3-4. One other game being played today at the MCG and another at the Western Oval. At the MCG, it's Essendon against Sydney. Here are some highlights from the first term there.
You should call that a percentage free kick, a professional one. Here's Bomber Thompson from 70 metres towards Madden. Over the top, chance here though. Goes for goal. And Ridley has kicked it.
Good play, Nettlebeck to the half-forward line. Too many Bombers there, though, as Dunkley went past it again. Harvey has found the dangerous Michael Long. Long will swing onto the left boot, brings it in towards half-forward. The Flyers are there. Kieran Spawn read it beautifully over the back, stabs it at goal and slams it through for the Bombers' second.
Well taken, Spawn. It wasn't an easy ball. Still with Spawn. Well, he threw that away in the end, it looked like. The handball on from Ridley to Denham. Denham to the goal square. Madden, big fly, Buick goal.
Quarter time at the MCG, and the Bombers off to a good start there. They lead by 20 points, 3-7 to 5 points. Well, the match of the round being played at the Western Oval today. Footscray against Hawthorn. Footscray sole possession of top place. If you don't want to know the score, look away now. Here's Max Stevens on the boundary. Max.
Dennis, Wayne Schimmelbusch claims North Melbourne didn't take full advantage of that wind. Far too many wasted opportunities. He wants a 100% lift this quarter. Incidentally, Sean Smith, that knee when he came off in the first quarter, causing him quite a few problems at quarter time. Graham Corns, basically the same message. Far too many wasted opportunities.
The start of the second term then. 3-5, 3-4. And the Crows going with the breeze. Freshening all the time as Wren gets it down. Jarman casually, but effectively. Long kick. They contest about 25 metres out. Good mark by Michael Martin. Martin comes out wide and Spargo's in front. Takes the mark just on the defensive 50. He plays on now and kicks towards the wing. Man will need to go from the side. Wren did it well, shielding the ball in midair. Took a chest mark.
Growing in confidence, Wren.
He's going to be a fine player. Getting that way already. Kicks inside the 50 once more. Steele overran the ball. Allison goes off the ground. Straightened to Lee. He tries to get it to Jamison. Now Liptak. Scholl kept his balance particularly well. Still he goes, Scholl, towards the boundary line and runs it across. Well played. Both these sides averaging 24 points per first quarter this season, ranking 8th in the competition. Geelong are number 1 with 35. Well, right on average in that first quarter. North Melbourne 23, Adelaide 22, or vice versa, in the low 20s. Down goes Spargo. Shoveled out by McDermott. McGuinness has got it just outside the 50. Bickley just inside the 50, gets it to Liptak. Well played.
Yes, they did that well then, Adelaide. They really did get in and battle hard. North Melbourne were chasing. Bickley, not a good pass, but still it found its mark. The intention was there. The execution, not quite the way he would have liked the ball to spin, but it still found Liptak.
Liptak deliberately puts it through. His first goal. Good start to the second term by the Crows, who stretch their lead now to 7 points.
Good to see that young fellow start to make a name for himself, Liptak. He showed a lot last year making his debut. Did really well roving the packs up on the forward line last year as a young player. Now starting to make his position felt as he goes through with his first goal.
7 points. The Crows lead by as we go back in the middle once again. The bounce is not a good one. Schwass picks it up. A high kick towards the half-forward line. Wow. What a courageous mark by Carey. Quickly on. He goes for a short little chip, just putting North Melbourne inside 50. But that was a fantastic.
He made it look easy, didn't he? Something you do every day.
The kick in towards full forward. McCarthy's the flyer. Couldn't take the mark. Jarman waiting in front of the pack. Gets it out to Wren, but he threw it out, said the umpire.
Well, that was why that rule was brought in, to stop that man there in picture doing what he is doing. So watch this. Look.
Well, I don't think that's a throw. I don't think it's a throw.
McCarthy, to the boos of the Adelaide crowd, sneaks in a very important goal for North.
SIO?
It's true. SIO provide a free local taxi to get you home or to your next appointment. It's free with SIO comprehensive insurance.
Don't worry, Mrs. Bennett. We've got everything under control. Insurance as it should be.
Channel 7 is proud of its role in helping to develop an industry-wide code on the portrayal of violence on television. This code will help to ensure such issues are dealt with in a uniform and responsible way. If you'd like more details, just write to this address.
Crows by a point then. Bickley. And again, well played down towards half forward. And the mark is held there by Murphy, who's been pretty lively on the forward line.
Well, Norton made the change. Crocker has now got the job on Murphy. Good player early, had Page. And Jarman going off the ground. Now, I wonder if that is for that mistake. Wiedemann coming on.
Well, listen to the crowd. That's very interesting, obviously.
And I don't think he's too happy either, Dennis.
No. Meantime, Murphy kicks a goal. Well, the crowd booing the decision to bring Jarman off. Murphy's got his second goal. Jarman's on the phone, no doubt talking about the merits of that last decision in front of goal. Don and I didn't agree, and obviously Jarman and Corns don't agree.
Well, you can take Jarman's defence, and I'll go to...
No, I just thought in that particular situation there was daylight between the hand and the ball when he started towards it.
Here we go, back with the action, gentlemen. Wren tries to win it out. Schwass has the ball held in, but he's been pinged. He's lost it.
Now, Jarman's about to come back on again.
Well, that was short and sweet. Obviously, the message was delivered, and Crow fans...
And there's a 50-metre.
Delirious. David Marshall has 50 metres. This is going to bring him down to within 40 metres of goal.
Now, couldn't the runner have gone out and done what the phone did?
One would have thought so, but poor old Wiedemann is going to head off to the ground once more. So here he comes towards the boundary line, and David Marshall's going to have a shot as Jarman comes back on. Listen to the crowd. Marshall shot at goal. Just sneaking it in.
When I finally give this game away, I don't want to be worrying about money. Sure, I've got superannuation. But is it enough to live well on? So, I had a chat with my bank, Westpac. Their financial advisors really helped me plan for my future. Even showed me how I can top up my super. Now, thanks to Westpac, I'll have plenty to live on. I'm really looking forward to putting my feet up.
And the Crows have skipped away. They lead by 13 points. This is Tasker. Spargo slow to get to his feet there as he thumped it on. He was hit around the head. Crocker fisting away when perhaps he should have marked. Liptak did well. Hurdling them is Murphy. Murphy about 40 metres out from goal. Terrific tackle by Scholl. Got him down. Jamison gets it to Liptak, who lays it back to Marshall, who kicked the last goal. He's got another one. Two quickies for David Marshall. 7-5 plays 4-4.
Well, when that ball came down there, Crocker, who was there in screen, went for the punch. It's a sign of a player out of confidence when they do what Crocker did on that occasion. Marshall drifting down from the wing again, his second goal in the space of 30 seconds. And now the gap widened.
Let's see what happens from the centre this time. The Crows have been kicking long out of the middle, and it's taken only one kick. Wren has a roundhouse right, but it's an airy. Jarman applies a very good tackle, but the umpire decides upon a bounce. Might just be fired up a little after his 25-second stint on the bench. Wren and Mann. Wren got the spot, then used both hands to try and get it down. McDermott's kick is high, but doesn't gather a great deal of distance. Bounce may favour North. Delina, short to the wing, effective, and the mark is taken by Dwyer. He goes on with it quickly. North to half forward. They want the next goal if they're going to stay in this. The opportunity through Spargo, who takes it from McCarthy. Spargo's a high kick in towards full forward. Fisted away by Smart intelligently over the line and conceding one behind. Wayne Schimmelbusch, who's been in the gun in recent weeks, Donald.
I was more concerned with that kick by Spargo, Sandy, because Longmire was leading up the centre and Spargo just didn't bring it back in.
Man got very high from the kick in. This is Bickley at half back to McDermott with some time. He boots it through centre towards half forward. Scholl knocked it away. Had an unkind bounce when he landed. Jarman's over the ball, tackled by Spargo, and a whistle. Well, no doubting the talking point of the first half. In the space of less than 30 seconds, we saw quite a deal of controversy. Jarman off the ground. Came back very quickly. Schwert gets it down to Liptak. McGuinness arching the back as he goes. Brilliant. The kick not particularly good by his standards. Bounces out of bounds in the pocket. Fairley is slow to get up. Tony McGuinness bouncing back off surgery. Space age surgery. Reading about it in this morning's press. Just 2 weeks for appendicitis.
Where's the boundary umpire gone? Oh, under the sign.
Don Scott. 7-5 to 4-5.
Well, the ball went underneath the advertising sign, and all I saw was a pair of white shorts sticking out the back as he went to retrieve it.
Thrown in. Murphy's got it. Gets it away to Hart. Hart snaps. He's good from that situation. Yes. He's very good.
From now until the end of the financial year, your Mitsubishi dealer will offer great savings on the entire range of Mitsubishi Express fans and Mitsubishi Tritons. So if you really want to save on Triton or Express, we'll give you a few days to think about it.
24 points the margin. Schwass at the bottom of the pack after Wren won the initial tap out, and we'll have another bounce still in the middle.
The runner and the doctor have gone out to Ian Fairley.
North 4 goals down. Wren trying to do the work from behind. It's McGuinness who finds a passage clear and again goes long and direct up towards Murphy territory. Can't take the mark. Martin tried to paddle it off and then decides to do the work himself. A short little chip that's going to be effective. He takes it back again. Still at half back after getting it from Mann. Spargo to the half-forward line. Carey was his target. Delina there to assist. Oh, stolen beautifully. Mark Bickley towards Murphy. Holding on from both players. He and Crocker. Players allowed to go on. Lee tried to sock it out of Steele's hands. Almost succeeded. Lee gets the centering hand pass. In towards half-forward. Fairley, a good tackle. Has he recovered? Pushed back towards the centre. Wren may leave it. He does so for Maynard. McDermott short. Jarman, there's a couple there. Hart or Jarman, Don.
Fairley's going off, Sandy. Got a really heavy knock by Murphy. Picked himself up. He's still no good.
Jarman short to Wren, who was all alone just inside 50.
That was because Fairley's coming off the ground in fairness to North.
Well, he's no good at all. Look at Fairley. He really did cop a heavy shepherd from Murphy.
The action's with Wren. He kicked one in the first quarter. His drop punt, it looks pretty good. He's kicked his second. The Crows are steaming away.
He's certainly growing in stature, that big fellow. 59 playing 29. Still got to fill out. Still immature as far as his physique is concerned. He's got one of those. There's Ian Fairley. Not too good after that knock, but Wren, a really impressive up-and-comer as far as a ruckman is concerned. He's got mobility. He's also got a terrific football brain, dropping well into that 50-metre line.
Ian Fairley looking quite dazed. There's the time remaining, 9-5 to 4-5. North desperate for the next goal as Carey tries to thump it on. The ball worked forward by Jose inside the attacking 50. Out comes Smart. Bickley. Nicely done by Jarman to Wren. Back to Jarman, who chips it in short, taken by Marshall. The confidence is growing now. Schwert through the middle. Long kick down towards full forward. Murphy interfered surely, and Crocker must get a free kick. The whistle has gone. And Murphy arguing with the goal umpire, but it's a free kick back on the kickoff line for interference against this man Crocker.
No, they'll have to cancel that score of a point. They'll have to cancel that.
At the other end, Ramiro very quickly onto the boot when he had a bit of time. Here's Mann. Clarkson goes over the top. Schwass has got it. Pulls it back. Finds Larkin. Haven't seen a lot of him this afternoon. Back to Schwass, who stops on the outer side wing and kicks it very high towards right half forward. Dwyer was up, knocked away, taken by Spargo. This is Tudor hard against the boundary line. Chips it in short. Longmire on the lead. Good kick, good lead. And Longmire about 40 metres out on a sharp angle. 9-6 to 4-5. All Adelaide in the second turn.
Oh, he was gone.
Spargo thought about it, but the umpire says the mark will stand.
Very, very lucky. Because he did take the one step. Watch this. He takes the mark. Look, he was gone. He was gone.
Paul Spargo, about 15 metres out. 45-degree angle. Kicks through the ball and gets it.
To play the game, you've got to be fast.
Nice.
I can play the game. So can you.
And Patrick Swayze is the fastest.
I'm going to get what's coming to you.
You know it and I know it. I walked off the team today.
It's more than a sport. It's more than a game.
Try to learn to survive on the ice.
I'm ready.
It's war.
Play some mark.
Rob Lowe and Patrick Swayze of Point Break in Youngblood. 8:30 Monday on 7.
Paul Spargo getting a much-needed goal for North Melbourne. 5-5, plays 9-5. That was his 98th career goal. Wren wins it out of the middle, however, once again. Hammers it down towards the half-forward line. Picked up beautifully by McGuinness. Where are the runners? He floats it in towards half-forward. Oh, good mark. Murphy is playing a fine game. He's averaging 8 marks a game, and already he's taken a number of strong grabs this afternoon. Michael Murphy has kicked 2 as another forward of note, Scott Hodges, looks on, scored 150 goals for Port Adelaide in one season. There's the kick from Murphy, though. It sails straight over the goal umpire's head. That is his 3rd.
A lot of those North Melbourne players just not handling the ball with any confidence. And one in question is Crocker. Now watch the way Crocker goes for this ball. Murphy in front. Look, his anticipation is just out. The last couple of times the ball has come down, Crocker has completely missed it when trying to punch the ball away from his opponent.
$10-5 to 5-5. Scoreboard's got it right now. They've deducted the point. Here's the time remaining. One down by Mann that time. Schwass pushing it forward. Ramiro forward of the centre circle towards half forward. Awkward bounce for everybody. Shinned forward by Smart. Taken by Carey. 35 metres out. He's kicked a goal. His second quick reply. Wayne Carey, who turned 21 last Wednesday.
Well, he had Tudor on the right. They got the ball well out of the centre here. Ramiro. Now watch Tudor running in. If we can just pick him on the right. Carey just coming into screen. Carey could have put it out there if he wished, but he decided to go himself.
6 goals to 2 so far in this second quarter, going the Crows' way. 10-5 plays 6-5. Bounce is not a good one for Wren. Larkin tries to steal it, but it's Liptak in there working solidly for the Crows. Also at the bottom is Ben Hart. Within Paul Spargo, and another bounce. Still in the middle. Been a good quarter so far for the Crows. Mann comes over the top, wins it. Clever little short pass by Liptak. Oh, they're running again. The long kick by Rod Jamieson in towards full forward. Crocker got a hand to it. Modra, was he being held? Crow fans think so. Pushed towards the boundary line. And eventually over in the Crows' right forward pocket as we go down to the boundary line. And And the news on Fairley. Max, what is it?
Ian Fairley, well, the North Melbourne doctor has told me at this point of time he's just not sure where he is, so we'll have a rest.
Okay, then perhaps a Melways or something could be the answer. McGuinness. Just inside 50, flicks it high, centering kick. Lee waits down in front, through his arms. He tried some soccer tactics but couldn't get a boot to it. And eventually it's Scholl who gives it away for Steele. Off to Larkin. North Melbourne for the moment out of trouble.
Larkin runs it out of the back pocket. Kicks it out wide. Awkward half volley out there for Delina. Bickley the better recovery. Tasker away to Hart. This is Darryl Hart forward of the wing. Long kick. They'll contest about 30 metres out. Offhands Crocker. Burst his way through the pack and he's away. North Melbourne towards midfield. Ill-directed kick though. Ben Hart goes back and takes the mark. There's a forward down for the Crows. After that last contest, I think it may be Modra.
Yep.
He doesn't look too good. Meantime, another one of their youngsters, Hart, goes back towards half forward. Murphy, unlike him this afternoon, Crocker in trouble. Murphy picked his pocket, 60 metres out from goal, chips it down towards the pocket. Man in the road. They're a man short down there. Ramiro has a bounce. He's at left half back. Shocking kick. Tried to go off the ground. Tudor. It ricochets out of bounds and we've got a throw in. There's Modra. The pack collapsed on him. Heartening signs though. He's moving around a little bit on the forward line. No, they're going to bring him off. Meantime, Liptak with sheer pace does well. Props, gets the kick off. Nicely done there by Dwyer and again kept the ball in front. Jarman though, Jarman's in trouble. Liptak's got it now, tried to go over the shoulder. Marshall, they stayed off him. Clever play Marshall. The hand pass not good. McGuinness had an awkward bounce there. Goes back and tackles, but I thought for a moment he had the ball and was going goalward, but it sat up on its point and went away from him.
There's no real pressure if you see Modra coming off the ground holding his ribs. Unfortunately, he might have cracked a few. But there's no real pressure out there, and those players on both sides making a lot of elementary ball handling mistakes.
High kick by Rod Jamison. Not taken by Hart, but he recovers. Does well. Sneaks around Schwass. Back in towards full forward once again, but Martin is there defending for the Roos. Michael Martin from fullback. North wanting a couple of quick goals. Crows having to do some reshuffling with injuries, particularly to Modra. Paul Spargo is on the half-back flank. He centres it. Steele. He's in trouble. Lee. Good smother by Steele. He'll get another go at it. Now, North Melbourne a chance through Spargo to run it forward. Hand pass coming from Tudor up towards Carey.
Free kick.
And the Crows fans are not happy.
It's delivered by Carey.
He's forward of centre wing. Kicks them inside 50, but straight to Sean Rand.
Playing very well this afternoon. Just Smart out of the back pocket towards the wing. Man goes up, virtually uncontested. Carey did well on the ground, keeping Maynard out of the contest. Short to Spargo, left half forward. Brilliantly smothered off the boot by Tasker. Man gets it back towards Spargo, who did well. Tudor chips it down towards the pocket. Longmire, awkward half volley. Bad luck for North. Smart goes over the top. Tasker. Schwert comes away from half-back, boots it towards the wing. McCarthy and Micken. McCarthy got a fist on it. Page the hand pass. Gained about 10 metres. Maynard's in trouble. Allison with dash. Awkward hand pass. Lucky it didn't run on for Carey, otherwise he was going to get met solidly. Bickley to Jamison to Jarman. Now 2 men in open space. It's happened again. Lee goes long. It's a pretty good-looking kick. It swings away right to left and misses narrowly. Well, we've seen that a couple of times today. Forwards getting out by themselves in behind the defence, and that time the wave going up the ground for North, running the ball, suddenly caught on the rebound. Nothing like what we saw in the first term when Man kicked a goal, 7 men inside the 50 with no Adelaide Crows defenders between them and the goal for North. Here's Martin.
After a good kick out from Darren Crocker Romero across to Schwass. North looking to get out of trouble through Dwyer. Kick is out of bounds on that.
Shocking football, Sandy. It is shocking football.
6-5 plays 10-7. The Crows holding sway. Chris McDermott and Tony McGuinness, the two men who really do inspire this Adelaide Crows outfit. McDermott's on centre wing. Wren will be his target, and the big man doesn't let him down.
He's gone.
Oh yes, he was pinged from behind. Ball spills free. North trying desperately to get something going. Man, a hurried kick up over the centre. Delina can run on here. Inside 50 now. Longmire out in front. Traps it well. Swings round onto the right boot in a wide arc. Then wobbles it cleverly in towards Delina, who drifted down into full forward, and he goes.
If you missed Fast Forward last week, you missed
Market Flash.
And
My stupid-looking invention.
travelling all before it. Fast Forward presented by Toyota Thursdays.
Tuesday, Gillespie's worried.
What baby is he mixed up with now?
Bubba uncovers babies for sale.
To pay money for a baby? That's wrong.
Now he must save a little life.
I would stake my life on that.
When an adoption
You boys cover me now.
leads to murder. Bubba! In the heat of the night, right after Beyond 2000 Tuesday.
Gutsy performance by North to work their way back into this. This is Dwyer, gets it away to Larkin. Forward of the centre circle, Matty Larkin. With some space and time, sweeping hand pass out wide. Delina's got it, can kick another goal here. Runs to 35 and puts it through. His second goal in the space of 30 seconds. And North Melbourne coming back hard now at the Crows, who'd skipped away to lead by about 40 points earlier in this term.
Well, Carl Delina doing a David Marshall. Marshall did this earlier. Larkin, two minds. Great hand pass. Ellison beside. Just no Crow around to put pressure on, but both sides doing exactly the same. Not much pressure.
The margin is back to 14 points. In the middle once again. Wren looking down for Jarman, but McCarthy spoils the party. Gives it to Larkin. North up towards Longmire territory once again. The ball drops short. Tasker takes the mark. He's at half back. Swings it back towards the middle. Man gets it away to Scholl. A high kick up towards half forward. Carey does the shepherding work, and the mark is taken by Anthony Dwyer. Swings North in towards full forward once again. Longmire this time having to do the work from behind. Hart to Tasker. Going right across the face of goal. Ben Hart bounces his way out of trouble. Then kicks wide to the outer side, where it beats all and sundry over the line. Well, Max Stevens' medical reports are many today. Who's the latest casualty, Max?
Well, Tony Modra's down in the room, Sandy, and at this stage it would appear he's got a broken rib. We haven't had that confirmed, but it would appear he has a broken rib. We'll give you more at half-time.
That's bad luck for Modra and the Adelaide Crows. Sean Wren goes steaming through without the football. Now Daryl Hart ripped off it, loses it. But his namesake lends him good support. Down towards half forward, and this time Rod Jamison takes a good mark.
Oh, wow-wee.
Silly boy.
Wow. Wow. Is that reportable? Yeah, he is reported.
Let's have a look.
At this. Cop this, sweet Harry. Oh, gee whiz. Wow.
So Jamison's name goes in the book.
Oh.
You seem quite shocked on it.
Well, you don't see that. You see maybe an open hand trying to break away, but you don't see the clenched fist.
Well, it was the elbow, wasn't it?
Was it?
Well,
anyway, it doesn't matter. It still hurt.
And the report has taken place. Nevertheless, North Melbourne have possession. They're down by 14 points. Michael Martin has it at centre wing. Kicks up to the half-forward line. North doing well to get back into this game. What can McDermott do? Sends the Crows back over the centre once again, but Craig Scholl drops back and takes a timely mark.
He's played pretty well. He swings it out wide. Steele stretching. He's got it. Left half back. through the wing towards half forward. All North Melbourne. This is Delina. Had a good second term. Away to Crocker. Had his problems this afternoon. Again exemplified there. Poor hand pass. Back he comes though. Soccer's off the ground towards centre half forward. Larkin back to Crocker. Across it comes to Steele. Spargo 30 metres out from goal. Good looking snap. Hasn't quite got the carry. Longmire battles with Smart. Smart wins the day. Sweeping hand pass out wide now. Sends Marshall away. Left half back Marshall. Lip tack on the lead. He goes looking for him. Should have been a free kick. No. Could be holding the ball then. And is. Well, if he didn't play the first one, I guess that was fair enough. Short from Schwass. On the outer side then. The centering kick comes in intended for Carey. Came from Tudor.
Oh, throwing it.
And it's going to be a free kick to North once more. And will be taken by Carey. No, it's Delina.
Well, the umpire deemed he was too high, but he definitely got it away with one hand, Delina. We'll watch Delina going in. There's the free kick. As you can see, it was a definite throw by Delina. But the first was too high.
Yes, no doubting that. So Carl Delina having a purple patch. He's kicked 2 goals in this term. And his pace upsetting the Crows at the present time. He kicks and kicks truly.
Driving on an unfamiliar road. Imagine a warning device for impending danger.
It will pre-warn you that there is a train in the vicinity.
A Victorian invention, a life-saving unit that needs government support.
It is a world first.
Early warning, a 7:90 News special report, Monday.
Jim Owen is Griffin, Bly's chief cook and whipping boy.
Cure absolutely anything. Except stupidity, apparently.
From the fast forward team, Bly on 7.
Only 8 points the margin here at Football Park. Carl Delina having a purple patch with 3 quick goals, but it's Wren who sends the Crows down to the half-forward line. Free kick holding on, going North Melbourne's way, taken by Page. North with a run at the moment, but Jarman halts it just on the defensive side of centre. Looks for Lee.
Oh, well done.
He had to beat a couple, and he did well.
3-on-1, Sandy. It's a great effort. Ambitious kick, though.
In towards half forward. That kick was not good off the boot, seemed to drop short. Murphy taken from lip tack, tried to get it onto Hart. Has it socked clear, however, by McCarthy. Runs into a crunch. Martin gives him good support. So too does Clarkson. Claimed, but he got it away over the top. And a throw in on centre wing. Well, this crowd, I think, might have something to say at half-time. They're not very happy at the moment. And after being strangely quiet for the first quarter...
I thought they were very reserved, Sandy, today.
Well, they were in the first quarter, Don, but they've come to life a little.
They've been spurred into life.
Chris McDermott at the bottom. There's a couple of hot dogs are going to bite the dust. Still on centre wing. Time ticking away in this first half here at Football Park. And North, to their credit, coming right back into the game. It's so important for them. Still on the outer side. Micken, Mann at the back. Jarman and Page. McDermott gets it across to Jarman. Martin chanced his arm. He had to go at it. Murphy. I don't know whether it was intended, but it's worked. Anthony Ingerson, who spent time on the bench, is going to have a shot just 25 metres out.
You feel for Michael Martin, because he really did. He was in front. He was committed. He had to go, and the bounce beat him. Ingerson, fortunate. Wasn't a pass, but he was in front. Good play, Ingerson, to stay in front of your man.
On the siren from 25 metres, he shoots towards goal. That's what they wanted on the siren. Anthony Ingerson gets his first goal, but more importantly, a vital one for the Adelaide Crows. It's their 11th. They moved to 11-6-72. North the 9-5. Could you hear that crowd, Don? Listen carefully. Typical. Well, plenty of controversy here at Football Park in the first half. But the Adelaide Crows holding sway. They had a tremendous start to this second quarter. In fact, they kicked 8 goals for the quarter at half-time. It's the Crows 11-7, 11-6-72. North Melbourne a 9-5, 59.
Time at Football Park, and the Crows lead by 14 points, 11-7 to 9-5, after they led by a point at quarter time, 23-22. Michael Murphy has 3 goals for the Crows and 2 apiece to Marshall and Wren. And for the Kangaroos, Delina has 3 and Kerry has 2.
Today's game is part of the Carlton and United Breweries 1992 AFL Premiership season.
What do we say, Don Scott? Pretty funny game, this one.
Well, I'm not inspired to tell you the truth.
Played in bursts.
Oh, well, a burst, but also a lot of mistakes being made on by both players on both sides.
And can I say, the hometown fans don't like the umpires at this stage, and we're open to... I think they think it's our province, actually, and we've got to say, no, it's not, loudly. Now, what about the game?
They are unbelievable. I thought they were very reserved, but they really did let their sentiments or their feelings known to the umpire as he walked up there, and us, I should mention, when we came to the commentary position here. But it's an uninspiring game this first half. A lot of mistakes made by both sides. They're lacking concentration, the players. They're letting their opponents get away, and a lot of bad ball handling. It's not through pressure, it's just through elementary mistakes.
Terrific
I just really hope that this game does improve in the second half.
But full credit to North for coming back as they did, led by Craig Scholl in particular. Carl Delina, a very good second term, and I think Peter Mann's doing well on the ball as well. A very mobile young ruckman. You don't like that?
Well, I thought Delina did all right.
Well, you've got a brief, of course, with Alex Ashenko. We know that.
But you see,
all things being even, I thought Mann did pretty well. So at half-time, the margin is 14 points. Well, a book worth having is Just for Kicks, and Stephen Phillips and Mal Brown tell us why.
Just for Kicks, football's finest tell their funniest. With us, Mel Brown. Mel, you've had some enormously funny stories over the years, but that one particular story in Perth keeps bobbing up.
Which one's that one?
The one with a microphone.
Well, there was a big blue and the umpires were out of control, and the 2 farmer boys were involved in it, and it got out of control, so I decided to take the side off. And we took them off. And after the league game started at quarter time, the reporter came out and kept sticking the microphone in my mouth like that. So as I've come off, so I've grabbed it and just torn it and thrown it in the rubbish bin as I've walked off the ground. Monday comes and an old lady rings up and giving a name. I took the call yesterday and I thought, here goes. I'm in for, someone from a religious group or someone from somewhere going to give me a speech. She said, Mr. Brown. I said, yes. She said, I'd like, underneath the rudeness of that reporter, trespassing on the ground and pushing the mic in your face, underneath all that pressure, to see you so well controlled that the Keep Australia Beautiful campaign is working because you threw the bin, the mic in the rubbish bin. And I think that was that's a true story, but there's some wonderful stories in here.
Just another one of those anecdotes from Just for Kicks.
And certainly some good yarns in there. Just for Kicks, get your copy soon at all newsagents and bookstores. I don't know how often Peter Manina's got to be throttled by Mal Brown. He's getting sick and tired of it. Plenty of big sport coming up on 7 Sport. The Australian Touring Car Championships just around the corner. The penultimate round at Wanneroo. That's Sunday, June 7th. Rugby League, the first test, Australia and Great Britain. That's at the Sydney Football Stadium on Friday, June 12th. Check your local guides for details. 2 other games being played today, one of which features 2 of the bottom sides in the competition. The other 2 of the top sides will start at the bottom. Essendon playing Sydney at the Melbourne Cricket Ground. Here are some highlights from that game.
Straight to Mitchell. Danger here. He can go over the top. Nettlebeck a chance. He better kick it quickly. He races in the goal, Craig Nettlebeck. He bends it back and puts it through for a great goal.
Sydney winning these battles in the crunches at the moment. Now Higgins on the 1-2. Not a bad kick to Love. Wanganeen's beaten Love. Oh, great mark. Oh, splendid effort by the 18-year-old. Anderson a thumping kick. That one to the goal square. Somerville, oh, good fly and a good leap for a mark. Somerville to kick his second goal. The drop punt puts it through. Through the centre with a bounce. Surely Sydney can set something up here with just under a minute to go. Lawson's got to be quick with the reflexes. Mitchell should go. Go for it, Barry. Bang, and kicks it.
Well, if they can get another one, how handy would that be? Here's the guy I'd have up on the forward line, Troy Luff, actually. Now he's found Nettlebeck, who plays on. He races in the goal, Craig Nettlebeck. He bends it back. I think he's kicked it. Yes!
So half-time at the Melbourne Cricket Ground, and Essendon lead 44-31. Craig Nettlebeck kicked 3 goals for Sydney. As you can work out from the scoreline, they all came in the second term. Essendon and Sydney then down the bottom of the table. 2 of the higher play sides, the league-leading Footscray, are up against Hawthorn this afternoon. We'll be back to talk about that right after the break.
Presenting the Olympic coverage, Tucker Bag. We'll look out for you.
It started as a dream, but now the time has come. Where with you, we'll cheer for you. Together we stand as one. There is nothing greater in the world together. There is nothing greater.
Featuring this week on Seven's Football Classics, North Melbourne legend Malcolm Blight.
Down toward the half-forward zone. There's a chance for Blight at the back of the pack. Blight now getting around Casey. Casey tried to trip him but missed. Picked up by Blight, who goes going with a left foot snap at goal. That's pretty good shot.
Dempsey trying to get into the action, and that's a good mark down there to Malcolm Blight.
Right across the face of goal, because that's the defensive side. Oh, beautiful mark. He gets it out to the attacking side again, looking for Blight. He's, have a look at that mark. Chesnell into the forward zone. Blight is going from, and Blight's taken it. And Blight would be 40 metres out, but he's on a very, very difficult angle. It's on its way. It's a banana kick. It's close. It's not over yet. Not over yet. What drama here at Princes Park. Malcolm Blight, it's a big kick. It's a massive kick.
It's on its way. It's going to drop a shade short. Players fly high. The opportunity for Schimmelbusch. And he uses his pace. He drives with a big kick up toward the forward zone. Line up to magnificent mark by Keenan. Wasting no time in putting the ball down. Looking for Bright. It's from behind. It's Blight.
He'll take the kick for North Melbourne, looking for the big leap. There's Blight there, and he's got...
Realised that, but he's been playing better today, as you said. Oh, good mark to Blight. Plays on quickly, looking for goal number 5. Does he get it? Yes, picked up by Corns of North Melbourne. Corns high kick towards Blight. Blight and Murray fighting for the ball down there. Both players using a lot of strength. Blight comes out with it onto the left foot. A glorious goal by Malcolm Blight.
What a piece of football. Kickless in the first term. Carmen up towards... Field puts the ball high, trying to find Carmen up.
He's at the back. Can he mark it? No, he might have got this. He said play on, but he's got the ball now. Has snapped the goal for number 7.
With Good at the back is Dench. Blight takes it off the pack like Kevin Bartlett would at his best, and Blight fires at the goal. Then has put it through for his 4th for North Melbourne. Best player. Out to Malcolm Blight it comes. Blight at half forward. Long kick at goal. Look at that. Look at that for another goal to Blight.
And welcome back to Football Park, where the Crows lead by 14 points. Out at the Western Oval, it's Top playing 5th. It's Footscray against Hawthorn. Here are some highlights from that game.
Bernie Quinlan and Ted Whitten, both legends at Footscray, agree that this is a 5 or 6 goal win. Chris Grant gets the handball. Now it's long. It's Delray, one out in the square, and it's bouncing. It's bouncing. That's a great goal from Grant. Wallace versus Hall. Followed the ball down. Wallace doing well. Taps the ball out to dancing Doug Hawkins. Hawkins puts Grant into space, and Grant shoots from 30 metres. That's a goal. Goes long with the wind. Falling back there was Stanfield. Dunstall onto the left foot. Ball comes through. Oh, this is a gift for Hudson. He kicks it off the ground for his first goal for the afternoon. Platten goes long with the ball that Footscray didn't do in the first quarter. Big punch from players. Hudson kicked the last goal, and what's he done with this one? That's a great goal.
Footscray have the numbers here. Wine gets in to take it off Condon. Well played, Delray. He comes out wide. Royal at full tilt. Looking for the Bulldogs' first goal of this quarter. Aims it left. It comes back. Oh, what a kick!
The 1990 Brownlow medalist kicks the ball wide, looking for Royal once again. It's been an inspired move from Terry Wheeler to bring this player on.
He was off too there, a bit lucky to get away with it.
He's slipped, he's found Callan, who runs in to shoot for goal. Could it be set? Footscray second in 2 minutes. It's another great shot at goal.
Goal here will level the scores if the Hawks can get it, but Doug Hawkins is back there, well played. Whipped in by Hudson is clever. Hall, short pass, and right in front is Lawrence. Lawrence, the Queenslander, to level the scores. He's done that.
Well, a vital game at the Western Oval. Looks like a terrific crowd out there too. Here come the scores on that clash. If you don't wish to know, look away now. And Melbourne can see a replay of that game immediately following this one. So at Football Park, it's the Crows by 14 points. Can North get back? We'll be back to find out right after this.
At BP, our emphasis on research and testing often leaves an impression on our visitors.
Aviation fuel research. Sixth floor, marine oil testing. Seventh floor, motorsport fuel and oil testing.
And everything we learn from this research, we put to use in a very practical place. Your local BP service station.
Pizza for Ted King? Top floor.
Top floor, space research.
BP, on the move.
Specials. Super black jeans under $45. Even our classic drills are now under 40. And this detailed denim under 50. Plus winter rib jumpers and great print shirts under 35. With the lambswool jumper under $40.
Custom Tone Kitchens announce a genuine 25% discount offer. Recognized as leaders in the industry, awarded for design excellence, unparalleled quality, service and value for money, Custom Tone have just unveiled their exciting new kitchen designs for the 90s. Visit your nearest Custom Tone showroom now, and you could save thousands of dollars with this extraordinary offer exclusive to Custom Tone. No gimmicks, no giveaways, just a genuine 25% discount when you purchase your new kitchen.
It's a great day to be out on the road, but it could easily become the worst day of your life. You can't change the situation, but how would you like a second chance to choose your tires?
Can tires make a difference?
Good, you can. If it only saves you once a year, it's a good year.
When I sweat in Adelaide.
Sweats, new from Adidas at sports and department stores.
Next week it's round 12, the Queen's birthday round, and some terrific games of football. On Friday, North Melbourne against the West Coast Eagles at the MCG. On Saturday, Fitzroy and Footscray a standout. Essendon and Richmond at the Melbourne Cricket Ground. On Sunday, Carlton play Geelong at the MCG. Should be a beauty. Brisbane play Melbourne. And then on Monday, Collingwood and St Kilda at the MCG. Hawthorn play Adelaide. Sydney have the bye. 7 Sport will be covering all 7 matches. Check your local guides for details. Well, some controversy about this score. Scoreboard showing 11-7. Our man has the full story. Here's Max Stevens.
Thanks, Dennis. Well, the situation is that John Russo disallowed a point. However, the 2 goal umpires waved the flags. I've spoken to the umpires, And the situation is that Adelaide's score, which is 11-7, stands as it is. Now, Greg Scroop, he has a back injury, the other field umpire. Whether he'll continue on is yet to be determined. Tony Modra has just gone to hospital for x-rays. We understand he's got broken ribs. We haven't had it confirmed, but we believe Rod Jamison's been reported, and Ian Fairley has slight concussion. It's all happening down here on the boundary, gentlemen.
Scoop Stevens, well done. Well, those goal umpires are going to be in trouble then, because they need to wait for the all clear. They can't be off waving their flags willy-nilly. So I guess we'll hear something from that in the future. 11-7 to 9-5 is the official scoreline then. A point that shouldn't have been awarded has been awarded. Some individual player stats. Let's take a look at them. Don?
Yes, well, Jarman went off the ground after that throw, but still he is picking up a lot of possessions, having a terrific battle with Spargo in the centre.
Craig Scholl has been busy for North Melbourne, picking up 10 kicks, 5 hand passes and taken 3 marks in the first half.
Chris McDermott, a similar player to Jarman, excels under packs and today has picked up 16 possessions, 10 and 6.
Carl Delina, well, he had a purple patch in that second quarter when he kicked 3 goals, probably within the space of 8 or 9 minutes. He's picked up 8 kicks for the half, but the important stat is those 3 goals that brought North back into the game.
Murphy really did start the game well. He's had the compliment paid of having a second or third opponent. I think now Crocker's further up the ground, and there he is, 8 and 6. But what about the goals? I think they're important things.
And Paul Spargo has picked up 12 kicks, 4 hand passes, kicked 1 goal in the second quarter, his 98th in his career.
Start of the third term then. The crowd rather ugly at half-time towards the umpires. 73 plays 59. Mann goes up. I think they're convinced it's the 3-umpire system, and Don Scott's the third as Schwert boots it down towards half-forward. Micken knocks it on intelligently. Wren had the run of it. He stepped aside for Jamison, who feeds it out to Jarman. He was too slow. Schwass took him down. That must be holding the ball. Well done by Schwass. Plays on immediately. Over the top to Spargo. Got better the longer the game went in the first half. Towards half-forward. Fisted away from Carey. Bickley did well. He's an emerging player. McDermott to Schwert. He's on the wing. He goes down towards half-forward. Liptak using his body. It clears he and his marksman, who was Allison. Mann gives it back to Allison. Draws a man. Pops it over to Spargo. Back to Allison. Good footy by North. They showed a lot of character to get back into the game. Ramiro goes to ground. Sliding in there, Jarman. Ramiro does very well to tie it up. And we'll have a bounce on the outer side crest.
Tony McGuinness coming back into the Crows lineup after an appendix operation, not having the same influence on the game today as he did prior to that operation. Wren tries to tap it away. Jarman pushing and shoving. Hart at the bottom of the pack. Does get it out. Now an opportunity for Lee. Gets a hurried kick. Up to the half-forward line. Hart playing from behind, and the mark taken by Steele. Quickly off to Scholl. Craig Scholl tumbling an ugly-looking kick that falls onto the chest of Schwert. First goal in this quarter, very important. North can get it. They're right back in business. And if the Crows get one, it could start to steamroll them clear. 30 metres out from the Crows scoring zone. Murphy misses it. Darren Crocker gets through the pack, gets it off to Steele. Steele a further hand pass to Clarkson. Larkin back to Steele, who's followed play down. Now the left-footed Schwass wants Longmire. Got fingertip to it. Oh, the back is Dwyer. Into the open goal goes Delina and misses. So that is a bad miss for Delina. He booted 3 in the second quarter, Carl Delina, and should have had a full. Lee to bring it back into play. (9-6) plays 11-7. Again going short and finding Schwert. He's at halfback. The Roos having the aid of the breeze in this quarter. Spargo under pressure, shrugs one tackle and hurries a kick. Beautifully trapped by Mark Bickley. Out to Marshall. They're away now. Tasker on the outer side. Long and low. Beautiful kick. And out comes Ingerson to take the mark. Murphy saying into goal. Let's see what he does. With a left foot drop punt in towards Murphy. Goes over the back and through for one behind. So both sides starting this third quarter with a behind. Ingerson spending considerable time on the bench at the start of the game. Best and fairest for Central Districts last year. And again, North persisting. Going short, or Romero runs into Lee. McGuinness caught one high. Oh, listen to the fans, and with some justification on that occasion. Jarman trying to flick it clear. It's Tudor who gets it out for North Melbourne. Spargo to centre wing. Larkin. On his hammer is half. Larkin does well. Time for a bounce and a look up to the half-forward line. Longmire's come a long way out. With him is Smart. Longmire does it with ease with the one hand.
Smart play, wasn't it, by Longmire?
Clever use of words with Smart on Longmire, Don.
Fending him off well with hand and body. John Longmire.
Looking for his first goal of the day. And he's made no mistake. A very handy goal for North Melbourne.
When I finally give this game away, I don't want to be worrying about money. Sure, I've got superannuation. But is it enough to live well on? So, I had a chat with my bank, Westpac. Their financial advisors really helped me plan for my future. Even showed me how I can top up my super. Now, thanks to Westpac, I'll have plenty to live on. I'm really looking forward to putting my feet up.
Wiedemann's on the ground. Liptak is off. The crowd a little restless about that too. You get the feeling Graham Corns isn't doing it easy here in Adelaide at the present time. Here's Crocker to Allison. Well played by North. Strong tackle brought him down. Tudor in trouble, lacking support. Now Jarman. Well played, slaps it out. McGuinness went down. So did Marshall. A heap of crows there all on the ground. Jarman superbly done. Micken in trouble. Held it a long time. Allison cleverly. Away comes from half-back, chips it out wide. Dwyer's got it forward of the wing. Centering kick and a good one too. Schwass slipped over. Bad luck for the Kangaroos there. Schwert goes back, was bumped in the back, nothing doing. Gets it on to support. Running away from half-back is Smart. Kicks it down towards right half-forward. Ingerson bounces off his chest. Romero in his own defensive 50.
Oh, this is unbelievable.
Took a long time. Jamieson, Ingerson. Knocked on by Jamieson, taken by Smart now. A question of accuracy. Has he got it? I think it's close. Behind. Just missed. Should have done better though. He could have run into about 10 metres out.
Pascas now got the job on Longmire, and Smart, as we see there, down on the forward line. Now jogging back towards the back line, but he hasn't got an opponent at the moment.
Meantime, Martin towards midfield. Tudor in front. Wren, beautifully done. Quick hands from Jarman to Marshall. Lee, Jamieson. Schwert sold into trouble. Good tackle by Spargo, forced the error. And now Larkin.
And this game has gone up in tempo just a little bit as Romero goes over the top. Tackling by both sides has been pretty good. That was a beauty laid by Tasker. Romero again gets a hurried kick down towards McCarthy. Inside 50, he can stop, prop. A standing start, but he misses. And he'd be disappointed with that. North moved to 10-7. Adelaide are 11-9. Hart will bring it back. Ben Hart. 8 points the margin.
Now McDermott's by himself again. Will he spot him? No.
He's opted for Smart. Out in front of Tasker, but a little too far. And he sees it over the line.
Both these sides are very exciting when the opposition kicks are behind, aren't they? Your heart's in your mouth if you're a supporter.
Wren doing it with both hands. Down to Tasker, off to Wiedemann. Who obviously has a real love-hate relationship with this crowd. As the ironical cheers go up for a free kick to Rod Jamieson. Wants Ingerson. Has got him.
Very quick off the mark, Ingerson.
Anthony Ingerson kicked 1 goal in the second quarter. See what he can do. Left footer. Someone awkwardly onto the boot. And Martin eventually finishes over the line. So a throw in the Crows' right forward pocket. They lead by 8 points. Past Ingerson, taken by Allison. Defensively down to the half-back line, and Wayne Schwass is hammered into the hoarding. But no damage to either party. Jamison soccers off the ground, down into the pocket. Crocker could have been held when he didn't have the football, but again it tumbles out of his hands. And again, we have another throw-in. Crocker just querying the lack of decision on that occasion by the umpire. Micken, front spot, does it well with the right hand. Spargo loses it to McGuinness. Jarman tries to steal it, almost succeeded. Micken in there, has it taken away by Schwass. North Melbourne out of trouble. Down to the half-back line. Carey picks it up and pumps a high ball down towards centre wing. In fact, past there. McCarthy's there, so too is Delina. It's the latter who overruns it, and then he's pinged. Spills free to Wiedemann. Thought about Tasker, but now decides to go. He'll have to be quick. Gets the hand pass away to Lee. The Crows search the half-forward line. Jarman. Well, they're moving it around like greased lightning at the moment. Jarman brings it to a halt, then he stabs to the 50-metre line. Hart onto the left foot, pulling it round his body. A centering kick, couple of big flyers. It's a Crow mark. Ingerson and Micken both flew, and Ingerson will have a shot directly in front.
Well, it was a great tackle. If we go back, rewind play to the half-back line, it was a great tackle by Brown that really did set it up for the Crows. And Turner came across to Jarman and then to Hart. But what a terrific tackle.
Ingerson with only his 4th kick. Let's see if this one's any better off the boot. Well, it's extraordinary. He snuck it in.
From now until the end of the financial year, your Mitsubishi dealer will offer great savings on the entire range of Mitsubishi Express fans and Mitsubishi Tritons. So if you really want to save on Triton or Express, we'll give you a few days to think about it.
Well, strange things are happening at Football Park this afternoon. We thought it was a point, and it was. But now the Crows are going to get another chance. So if I could use a quote from Don Scott, we will rewind that. And Anthony Ingerson only has the 1 goal.
I think these goal umpires are a little bit shaken.
Well,
we have that controversial point in the system too that the central umpire tried to annul. If it's close, this could be very awkward.
Murphy, however, has another chance. He's booted 3, kicked 1 in the first and 2 in the second. He's from 40 metres. That's a far better looking kick, and officially that is a goal. Murphy gets his 4th, and the Crows get their 12th. 12-10, plays 10-7.
Well, I suppose you'd have some degree of delight, Murphy, kicking that goal there because of the fact that he did play for North Melbourne. He's now got Michael Martin on. He started with Page, then Crocker, now Martin. So he has had a good day today. Very good overhead.
The margin 15 points, just over 14 minutes remaining till 3/4 time. Wren and Mann. Mann gets it down. Schwert to Bickley. Down towards half forward goes the kick. Crocker should have got a free in front, nothing doing. Micken leads back in the race. He's over the ball, laboriously gets it across to Jamison. Cleverly, deft deflection to Jarman. And Jarman has missed to the right-hand side. All quality is that man, Andrew Jarman. Something generally happens that is good for the Crows when he handles the ball. This is Clarkson to Martin, who runs it out towards right half back. Still he goes, Michael Martin, pulls it back across his body. Here's an awkward one. Shooter showed a lot of courage. Wiedemann was bearing down. Spargo's got it. Right half forward will go to Longmire. Puts it up very high. Well, some indecision from Tasker. Allowed McCarthy in front, but Tasker did reasonably well. Now Smart, shepherded by Tasker, well shepherded too. Bought some time, chips it into open space. All North Melbourne out there with the exception of Hart. Hart does well. He's very quick, that young man. Got back, and it seemed as though it was going to be Peter Mann's ball. He showed speed to knock it across the boundary line.
83 plays 67. Wren. Front spot. Hart over the top now. McDermott. Just gets his kick in time. In fact, was slung as he took the kick. Propped it very high. Micken looking for the free kick. Doesn't come his way. Doesn't matter. It's Schwert who has it. Now he'll have a shot here. He's inside 50, Schwert. Couple of bounces. Stabs at goal. And has kicked it.
This the end of the little fur ball?
Where's me out of skin?
Join Michael Horrocks, Tina Thompson, Rachel Beck and Alfredo from Acropolis now on the main event tonight. A cheeky chimp turns the Tanner house upside down.
I feel like the color I mixed for you.
Not the hair. Watch the hair.
Full House and Dinosaurs, 7:30 tonight on 7. It's supposed to be a time of happiness. So why is Earl's life falling apart?
Repossessed?
Dinosaurs after Full House tonight on 7.
So the margin out to 22 points again, and bear in mind that North have the breeze in this term. Hart did well to knock it away from Schwass. Trying to control it there is Jarman. Back comes Schwass. Down he goes. Mann stood up in the tackle and hand passed about 15 metres. Tasker sold Bickley into trouble. Bickley goes to ground. Crashing in there is Wiedemann. Carey tried to soccer it forward. McCarthy was in there too. Tudor robbed if the ball is going to be a free kick. Advantage is paid. It was going to the Crows out of that milling pack. Here's Schwert on the outer side. Schwert, industrious player, goes down towards the attacking 50. The ball running free behind the men who contended initially. Ingerson was one of them. He came back, deflected it to Micken, to Marshall, who gets his third. Weight of numbers pushing it up the ground for the Crows there, and that's a very important goal. Adelaide 14-11, North Melbourne at 10-7.
Well, when you got wingmen that can kick goals, you've got a plus. But Craig Scholl over the running the ball here. Look, he had it there. Maybe Micken just got his arm in before. But there's Marshall coming down off his wing, kicking his third.
Once again, the Crows kick clear. And danger for North because it's the Crows coming home with the breeze. 14-11 plays 10-7. Schwert tries to soccer it off the ground. Succeeds in getting to Hart, who tried to poke it out the back door. Dwyer, hand pass goes astray. Jarman on all fours. Does well, finding Lee with a bit of space. They're running now. Hart can go on. A chip. Murphy's his man. Couldn't complete the mark. Murphy in over the top. Look at him working hard for the Crows. Bottles it up. This crowd appreciating that sort of hard work. And we've got a bounce. Inside. The Crows attacking zone. Wayne Schimmelbusch. Well, he's going through a horror stretch at the moment. The Schimmer. 14-11, 10-7. Mann wins it down to Spargo. Hurried kick. There's been a whistle there. It's going to go back to Paul Spargo, and he'll take a kick just outside the back pocket. Still think there could be an upset, Don?
I don't think so, Sandy. I think that Adelaide are just starting to go on with it.
To centre wing. Wiedemann hustles and bustles. Ran at the bottom. Oh, he gave it away. Yeah. Gave it away to Lee Tudor, who in turn will lose it to Tasker. Now, Don, we'll rewind again and have a look at this.
This is Ingerson.
A goal or a point touched off the boot? What do you think?
Was a touch off the boot? Well, it certainly didn't spin the right way.
What's the goal umpire? That says goal in most dictionaries.
Yes.
Overruled though, Dennis. He gives the all clear.
Schwert.
Supposed to.
On the outer side. Finds his mark. And Micken.
Something to be said for goal umpires who have a mind of their own, though. We could have done with that when we were coaching, Don.
I don't know about you, but I certainly could.
Don certainly could have here in Adelaide. Crocker getting it away to Clarkson. Can North mount something here? Dwyer. Oh, Steele tries to hammer it down to the half-forward line. Wren lopes after it. Spargo tries to soccer off the ground. Wiedemann almost had his head in the way. Marshall brings it clear. Back to centre wing. Schwert is having a very good quarter.
Yes, playing very well. Gutsy footballer. Schwert on the wing towards centre half forward. Micken, but from behind, a very good mark is claimed by Allison. He took that specky, of course, last season at the MCG. Ramiro drives it around the outer side. Carey. Very much stop-start football at the present time for North, though. Centering kick. Longmire's the target, and that's a very strong mark. Very good mark. He's kicked one so far, John Longmire. He's directly in front, about 40 metres out from goal.
Well, there's Carey setting up a high one, but Maynard was a mile behind Carey. They're playing on one another, but then again, that's the day.
Longmire. It's close. He's missed. Not by much, but they needed that one. 10-8 plays 14-11. And North, not a good team to come from behind, as McDermott boots it to his own advantage in the pocket, then runs on and gets it and boots it to the outer side in Tasker's advantage. Well done by Mann to knock it away. Last season, trailing at half-time, North came back to win 3 of 12 games, including Adelaide in round 9. This year, they're none from 5. At half-time today, they trailed by 14 points. That margin's increased in this third term. Wren over the ball, slaps it out. Marshall goes off the ground, gained about 5 metres. Bickley missed it. Dwyer soccers back towards North's goal. Ramiro. Now Carey runs goalward, 35 metres out. And that's close too. He snuck it in.
For generations, it's been a wild, uncontrollable creature.
It has to turn an aggressively territorial animal into a placid and sociable creature.
Can man really change nature?
There's a bunch of them all sleeping together, which is totally unnatural.
An extraordinary story on Beyond 2000. Plus,
you can't buy immortality. Though not far from here, you can get the next best thing.
Being mummified the 20th century way.
The healthiest business in town.
Optus Communications presents Beyond 2000, Tuesday.
Wayne Carey's booted a goal in each quarter. North start to close the gap.
And the Adelaide runner has just gone out to Maynard. I would say that he's just told to tighten up.
Craig Scholl trying to leap through the pack. Not successful. So another bounce. Critical 7 or 8 minutes now, coming down to this three-quarter time siren. The Crows will be very keen to hold their lead. North will be just as desperate to peg them back.
Long.
McGuinness, how long, says Don, and it could be costly. Lee heads for home. Bang, there's the quick answer. Scotty Lee gets his first. The Crows get their 15th from past the ton. 15-11 plays 11-8.
I just can't believe that. I really can't believe that. They're not... I don't know whether they're trying to give it to their teammates on a plate. They're not doing the instinctive thing. Now look at Allison. Look, how long? Why doesn't he get rid of it first or try and do something? Boy. Scott Lee running onto that. And his first.
You've got to say Steele was a bit close, though. He should have fanned out a bit more, maybe as he went past. It didn't help Allison make a decision there. Still, 15-11, 11-8. There's the time remaining. Try as they might, North can't get close enough to really issue the challenge. Delina out of the middle. Wiedemann in defence. Wiedemann from centre half back. Very high kick towards the wing. Mickens in front. Clever mark there by Scholl. He's done well this afternoon, always does. Delina didn't really settle. Kicks it in very high for Longmire. Smart over the top. Tasker away to Wiedemann. Needs a shepherd and gets it. Wiedemann towards the wing. It bends away and goes out of bounds on the full.
That was elementary then. When Tasker got the ball, he handballed to Wiedemann, who was in front. Wiedemann then had to turn.
101 plays 74. Scholl again. Pumps it back into the forward line for North. Oh, standing tall Wren. Very good mark.
Is that half back? Oh, that is not a good kick. Set up McDermott, who's equal to the task, however. And gets out of it wanting Jarman.
Well done. Well done.
Well, he's a grand player to watch when he's going. Inside 50. Ingerson's a late flyer. Larkin receiving from Page. Now Martin heeding the vice of Don Scott and kicking down towards the right half forward line where the mark is taken by Dwyer. The Longmire lead is ignored. He drops back. He's kicked that straight to Wren. Well, Schwert's going to pick up another possession coming out of the back line, chipping into Jarman. Very good recovery. No one within 10 metres of him. Again, he goes short. Yes. Still in the middle. It's not pretty, Don, is it?
It's an understatement.
Well, just be patient. Jamison tried to get it out. Eventually, socket off the ground, down towards half forward. McCarthy couldn't take it. Micken came in a little too late. The whistle had sounded to be a McCarthy free kick, will it? Who's going to take it? Steele. On to McCarthy now. From one side of the square to the other. Wren, it almost stuck on the one hand. Wiedemann receives. Tasker running the flank. Off to Marshall. And they mount something here. He's off, he's off, he's off. One bounce to 50 metres. Marshall, long kick in towards goal. Ingerson drops back. No mark taken. And one behind the result. See what you can do, Dennis.
Just over 4 minutes to three-quarter time. 15-12, 11-8. Well, it's had its moments, but the last 10 minutes or so haven't been flash in this game. And probably the stakes are highest at the moment. If North can get a goal or two, they can work their way back into it. This is Delina. Very good in the second term. From left half back, he goes down towards the wing. Up comes Carey. Good diving mark, that one. Plays on from a prone position. Gets it across to Spargo. Spargo boots towards Dwyer. Dwyer goes back. Not solely committed there. There's going to be a free kick as Smart will shepherd it out. Smart, short. Darryl Hart. No one stands the mark. Hart towards the outer side. Mickens in front. Tries to direct it down. Scholl, great recovery. Hart against the boundary line. Back towards the attacking 50. Set up for Smart, though, and numbers assisting Smart's cause down there. Wren away to McDermott against the boundary line. He hugs the boundary with a kick. It pitches just inside the field of play. Scholl would appear to have been taken high, but the ball was across the boundary line. Mark Lewin used to do that.
Sweeper hole.
Schwass over the top. And, once again, another throw-in.
I think Brutus the Barber Beefcake's got it now.
Brutus who?
The Barber Beefcake?
He's from Popeye, isn't he?
No, 15-12 plays 11-8. Lee loses it. To centre wing. Scholl. In an untidy quarter of football. Wren is drifting across that half-back line. Play on, and he does. This kick is not a good one. And again, it goes over the line on the outer side. Just under 2.5 minutes remaining in this third quarter. The Crows to come home with what breeze there is here at Football Park, and they lead by 4-4. So it's a handy little buffer if they can hold it. North, on the other hand, they want to try and close it as McCarthy.
Well, the game really is there to be won, Sandy. I mean, neither team is playing good football. Now, North could go on with it, and Adelaide could really increase their lead if they were just to attack the ball and do, well, not go short, go a bit longer with their hand, not their handball, but with their foot. I think they'd certainly start and pick the tempo of this game up.
Tasker's kick goes back towards centre wing, but only as far as Peter Mann. Getting pretty dark. Very overcast here. Is that not a little pedantic, Don?
Well, I mean, what value? I mean, they retain possession and they get about 10 metres.
Mann's kick eventually wants Longmire. Smart, the spoiler. Can't get it out. McDermott is there also. A hurried kick results in a behind to John Longmire.
1 goal, 3. John Longmire today.
And 11-9 to North Melbourne, trailing Adelaide 15-12.
Lee, very short to Hart in the back pocket. He goes out wide, setting Micken a task. He'd do well to keep it out of bounds. Well, he didn't. He kept it in bounds and paid the price. Scholl, little chip pass. The mark is held out there by McCarthy. He's at left half forward. 15-12, 11-9. McCarthy going for distance. Spiral torpedo. Off target, though. Bending away towards the pocket, and Smart content to force her behind. 11-10, 15-12. That's the time remaining. North desperately needing a late goal here. And once again, the drama builds. Wiedemann goes short to Wiedemann. And the North players just drop back. That extra kick. It swings out wide to Tasker, though. Tasker standing his ground. Eyes only for the ball. From left half back towards the wing. Crocker could have been held and takes a very good mark in any case. Well done, Darren Crocker. That was a good mark. Down to 20 seconds of the third term remaining. This is Mann. Ramiro up through the middle, confronted, gets it away to Steele. Steele, a hand pass nicely to Dwyer. Dwyer 35 metres out, miscues completely. And it goes out of bounds in the left full forward pocket. Well, he ran hard to make position, certainly, but lacked the finish, and that was the goal we were talking about. That miss certainly hurts North Melbourne, and at three-quarter time the Crows lead 15-12 to 11-10.
Cousin Clarence is coming to stay.
Clarence was a little angel. I wonder what he's like now.
Wonder no more.
Joe, check out the Partridge Family.
The angel has lost his wings.
What's for dinner? Milk and cookies?
But he appears to have found some wheels.
Yowzer!
Now there's a stolen car in a policeman's garage.
Man, that baby's gorgeous. Yeah, it's fully loaded. Surprise!
Toyota presents Family Matters.
This is our ride to damn nation.
7:30 Thursday on Channel 7.
Winter specials. Super black jeans under $45. Even our classic drills are now under 40. And this detailed denim under 50. Plus winter rib jumpers and great print shirts under 35. With the lambswool jumper under $40.
I say, how would you like to fly to London free? It's easy. Just spend $700 at Brash's and take up the exclusive 5-star accommodation offer, which is really cheap, and get 2 free return flights to London. This is not a competition. Buy this month from Brash's huge range of hi-fis, TVs, videos, camcorders, microwave ovens and computers. You'll get guaranteed lowest prices plus 2 free return flights to London. Yes, free. But do hurry, the offer is limited. Where? The answer is Brash's.
Who in the business world could offer you solutions to almost all your computer problems? Where in the business world would you find Australia's largest computer disaster recovery centre? Who in the business world can offer a CMC desktop computer for only $14.95? Or a range of PC training videos from only $60? A world of computing solutions all under one roof. Business World Computers, corner Ferntree Gully and Stud Road, Scoresby.
A deal like this comes along once in a...
Dang, 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 ding it on. Now I'm no longer alone without a dream in my heart.
America has more freedom of choice than a hungry man can handle. Breakfast in America is the first nightmare of the day. Eggs over easy, eggs over difficult, pancakes with pepper jack, crushed wheat fried in the pan, flapjacks with sugar pops, puff free-range rice twice with freshly squeezed guava juice. By the time you finish choosing, you have to break for lunch. If you read the whole lunch menu, you'll miss your dinner. And if you think the food's complicated, what about the phone system? Here it can take 3 different phone companies to get from one part of the country to another. In Australia, it's much simpler, because only Telecom connects you from anywhere in the country to anywhere in the world. America's dream is Australia's reality.
Swiss blue, mozzarella, pepper jack, Munster
Telecom.
Monterey Jack,
Australian was so much better.
Alva, cheddar sharp, cheddar mild, gorgonzola, chive.
Back at Football Park, three-quarter time, and the Crows lead by 26 points. It's 15-12 to 11-10. Michael Murphy has 4 goals. Marshall has 3. And for the Kangaroos, Delina and Carey both have 3. Graham Corns with his charges. Essendon playing Sydney at the MCG this afternoon. Let's take a look at some of the highlights in that game.
He's just got to try and get the ball on as quickly as he can. Spawn runs it out of half-back. Or chance for Izzard to swoop on this. Still Izzard. Brunton to run him down. Izzard kicks a goal.
Michael Long, kick it. Troy Luck with courage. Good effort. He's got no one to kick it to. And so what's he do? Kicks it straight to Hills. And that is disgraceful football. Hard to watch. Spawn, kick it. Oh, brilliantly done, Derek. Kick it. And he goes bang and slams it through for a goal.
There's some real pace out there today. This man's got a bit Wanganeen. Court gone this time. Stevens, who's been on the interchange for a lot of the match, who goes in with a boot. Tunbridge, Wanganeen hurt off the ball. Tunbridge, Lawson, good play. Nettlebeck, let's see what sort of reflexes the big fella's got. That wasn't too good. McGovern, Kapler. Kapler to go for goal, goes bang and kicks it.
Three-quarter time at the Melbourne Cricket Ground, and Essendon leads 69 to 41. A bit of a torrid affair, we're told, and we believe a couple of reports have been made in that game. The other game today at the Western Oval involves top against fifth. It's Footscray against Hawthorn. The scores are upcoming. Look away if you don't wish to know. And just a reminder, viewers in Melbourne and Perth can see a replay of Footscray and Hawthorn immediately following this game. Max Stevens on the boundary. Max?
Well, Wayne Schimmelbusch believes that North Melbourne can win this game. They're far from beaten. He's told the players that this could be the greatest win, if they do win, in the club's history. He claims the way to get back into the game is to stop Adelaide's running players, man up, cut out the loose players and hit the body hard.
Thanks, Max. Start of the final term then, the margin 26 points. The Crows lead, they're finishing on the breeze. Wren goes up and wins it down. Schwass has got it, lays it off to Allison, who boots it out wide. Delina with pace gets to it first. Forward of centre wing. Gets around Beckley, settles and boots in towards the forward pocket area. Big pack up, nothing doing for North. McDermott gets it away to Lee. Boots it to the outer side, and Marshall found space amongst quite a few North Melbourne players out there. 2 in front of him, 1 behind him. He came into the right spot. Well-weighted kick coming out. He pops it over the top. Wiedemann dropped it. Now he's in trouble. Still he goes, though. Schwass, well, he tried to leg him. That's the best you could say for it. Micken just stood in the tackle and limply tried to get it off. And eventually, Mann's got it, running up towards the wing. Took a while too. The kick not particularly good. This breeze maybe a little more difficult than we give it credit for. It's gusting up. Not a good kick out of defence. I think it was by Lee. It's marked by Crocker. He chips it out wide. Taken by Schwass. Just looking at the flags. It is quite strong down the ground. The Crows going with it. Tasker couldn't control it. Dwyer knocks it away. Taken by Wren. Well, how's that for time? Gives it to Maynard. Across it comes to Tasker, who chips it out wide. Schwert, sometimes, Don, the unexpected can be good value. Crocker, tackled by Schwert. Away it comes to Larkin. Now, can North make something of this? It comes to Carey, 60 metres out from goal. He finds Longmire. Well done by North. So Longmire, a chance to score from about 25 metres out. They need this one to start the final term. Kicking it his second. Good kick too. He's got it.
When we designed the new Magna wagon, we made it the most elegant ever. More luxury, more space.
You know, we gave it a whole new rear suspension, the largest engine in its class.
We refined everything. It feels like a sedan, but the back's not just bolted on. If you can imagine,
no seams. And what does all this add up to? The most comfortable, assured and safe ride you've ever had.
Very handy goal for North Melbourne. 20 points the margin. This is still anyone's game. Hart tries to scoop it clear, but it's McCarthy who gets away with it. His hand pass is not a good one. Don Scott has broken another pen as it goes down, only to be marked by Scholl. Quickly off. He gives it to Page. Almost down to centre wing. It goes Larkin. He'll have to be quick. A great tackle on him, but he did get it to McCarthy. Off to Schwass. The left footer wide to Spargo. Up to half forward, Clarkson. Back to Schwass. In towards full forward. And the mark has been taken by Delina. Well, if Carl Delina can get his fourth here, the margin is back to 14 points.
There's Schwass hurriedly putting it onto his boot, and Delina has done a little bit across that half-forward line. He kicked 3 goals in the second quarter. Incidentally, those goals all coming down at the end of which he's kicking.
This for number 4. Another good-looking kick too. There's another one to the Roos, and they're coming back. Delina gets his 4th. Adelaide 15-12, but North Melbourne a great start to this final quarter. 2 quick goals, a 13-10.
Well, players on both sides more concerned with getting the handball and putting it on a platter to their teammate, but they really are in a lot of cases selling their players into trouble. You know, Schwass was put under a lot of pressure there and really just slapped it on his boot. Delina in front really did finish it off well.
Can the Roos get the next one? Will the Crows score a steadier? It's at half back with Allison. A high kick over the centre. Clean bowls just about everyone. Scholl controlled it well. North can open up something here with Larkin running wide across the flank. He's within 50 metres, gives the hand pass across to Romero. Jose Romero sets sail for goal with another one, and he's kicked it for the Roos. 3 quick goals, and they're coming back.
Energy Victoria and Mitre 10 are working together to help save Australia's valuable energy resources and save you money. We've got Bradford Bats. Energy Victoria calculates insulation will save you up to 40% on your winter heating costs. You can reduce your heating bills even further with these Raven Draft and Weather Seals. With these compact fluorescent smart lamps, you'll save up to 80% on lighting costs. There's lots more energy-saving products and ideas in the Energy Savers catalogue. So to save energy and save money, just ask Mitre 10.
The margin now is just 8 points. 3 quick goals to North Melbourne. Into the breeze. From the middle, Wren wins it. McCarthy can't take it away. Pulling around his body is Jamison, but smothered. It's a high kick. Lee. The Crows desperate to get down to their half-forward line. Steele trying to spoil, trying to steal it. But it is held in. And the umpire says he'll have it. 15-12 plays 14-10. So North has added 3 goals straight. The Crows have not added to their score. Martin chances his arm. Misses. Steaming away is Page. Setting up the hand pass for Crocker. Over the top to Romero. Quickly back to Crocker. Over the centre he goes. No one at home, however. And the mark is taken by Mark Bickley.
Off to Maynard. Jamison alongside the centre circle. Kicks it out wide, intended for the lead of Ingerson. Going back with courage there was Allison. Page's hand pass not particularly good. Hart's over the ball. Murphy run down, well done by Martin. Tudor gets it across to Crocker, who feeds it wide to Allison. He's run up from half back, runs through centre wing. Low trajectory kick down towards half forward and Longmire. North showing plenty of spirit and fight. Longmire centering kick. Wren goes back and takes a very good mark. Plays on from on the ground. Not the right thing to do. McGuinness was pushed in the back. And he'll get the free kick. The Crows very lucky there.
You know, I knew he was going to handball that. They're instructed on.
That's why you're an expert.
Oh.
Sandy and I didn't know. And towards midfield, Lee takes the mark. Scott Lee. Adelaide would like a steadying goal here. Towards half forward, Ingerson's in front. They gave him a lot of space, and the mark, no, he paid it for hanging on, actually, the umpire that time.
I think he would have taken the mark anyway, Dennis.
Did he hang on though, Don?
Well, I think he really did obstruct the player.
Oh, those eyes. Well, if he hung on...
Maybe it was in the back. The hand was in the back.
Well, I was watching the umpire, although today has been difficult. He indicated hanging on. Well,
what's Ingerson going to do?
What's Page going to do? There goes the kick from Ingerson. He's kicked a goal.
Bridesmaids' dress is finished.
Oh, no.
In gloss white.
Now, what are we going to do, so?
Home and Away, Monday on 7.
You're driving on an unfamiliar road. Imagine a warning device for impending danger.
It will pre-warn you that there is a train in the vicinity.
A Victorian invention, a life-saving unit that needs government support.
It is a world first.
Early warning, a 7 Nightly News special report, Monday.
Margin is now up to 14 points. Still anyone's game. Micken's kick is partly smothered. Bickley from a standing start. It's high to the half-forward line. No one able to pull it in with the one hand. Allison getting away. Not out of business yet. Allison again. McGuinness persists and gets a standing ovation. Throw in. Hart taken off the football.
Well done, McCarthy.
Comment from Don. Crocker threading it through to Mann. He's on centre wing. In towards half forward again. The Crows having the numbers. The steadying influences their captain McDermott. To centre wing. The sprinting Micken takes it. Goes up to half forward. Martin playing in front. Stolen by Clarkson. Martin running on down. Takes the hand pass back again. Off to Mann. They're not out of business yet. Dwyer has it on centre wing. Another one over the top. This time to Tudor. To the half forward line. Carey.
Taking the mark. He was going to get the free. What? I thought he was going to give the free kick to Carey, but he's given it. Oh,
well, it hasn't been your day in many ways, Don, but don't worry. Jarman can bounce his way across centre wing, then give the hand pass across to his teammate in Bickley. A long kick up towards half forward. Martin defends towards the boundary line. Ingerson sits on it. They sit on him. And we'll have a free.
No, he's getting a free, Sandy.
Is he?
Pushing the back to the umpire.
So Anthony Ingerson will take it from just on 50 metres.
I think that kick was there. The last one was red hot.
Let's see what he can do. He's in the right pocket for a left footer. It's a far better kick. No one tried to mark it. Romero tried to get through the pack. He couldn't. And eventually it's over the line in the Crows' right forward pocket with Glenn Page seeing it over and Wayne Schimmelbusch looking somewhat concerned.
He's won 27, lost 26 as coach of the Kangaroos. Schimmer. Romero across the goal face. Bounces towards the boundary line. Marshall, who's been lively this afternoon, tries to keep it in initially. Sockers it. Ricochets off. Schwass did it. I think that's the way the umpire saw it. Well, that's terribly bad luck for North Melbourne there. And I think Marshall did that with intent. He socketed it back at the legs of Schwass and was getting the free kicker out of bounds on the full. Well, that's not the spirit of the rule, but he's got the ball. Oh, that's unfair. Did you know he was going to do that, Don? Here's Marshall. Sets it up on the breeze. It's bending back. That's a very good effort. Just missed. Just missed. Yeah, that was close. Good effort from there. 16-13. Don't forget we've got to carry the one. 14-10. Here's Allison to boot it in. Goes in very short. Martin surrounded, but takes the mark. And North Melbourne will not give it away. We're trailing by 40 points at one stage in the second term. This is Allison. Shocking kick. Turning around. Tudor was struck by the ball. Taken by Jarman. He'll do something. He does. Darryl Hart, 60 metres from goal. Now that is as tricky as it gets. Hart, that was the kickoff line from behind Murphy. Knocked away by Martin. Martin goes back with courage and forces it behind.
You know that Murphy was by himself in the goal square and all he had to do was kick the ball and he dropped it on the... Oh, this is unbelievable. It is really a the mistakes.
Oh, Clarkson was the one who brought it back into play, and it may result in a goal. Oh, my dear, it does.
8:30 Wednesday, meet the Wild Royals.
Strictly the bitch and famous.
The world's most famous families under the microscope.
She played her cards right, if you like.
Will they survive love affairs, divorce and scandal?
His father was John F. Superstud.
In a superb new special, learn of the controversy.
Oh, complete utter disaster.
The mystery.
This is the most foolproof of murder weapons.
And sadness.
They seem to be more and more apart.
For the first time on television, The Wild Royals. 8:30 Wednesday on 7.
17-14 to 14-10. Well, it's been an adventure all day for both these teams kicking in, and that time North paying the ultimate price. One sense is in the context of this game overall. So Wren has it. Goes for the big kick. It's a shocker off the side of the boot. Went very high though. Scholl knocks it down. Taken by Hart from 40 metres out. He snaps. It looks pretty good. His second, and that should wrap it up.
Well, he started on the back line, that youngster. He's one with a tremendous lot of potential. Played Teal Cup last year, coming from North Adelaide. Shocking kick here by Wren. Hart running into the action. On the left foot, normally a right foot kick. Quick snap. And he'll be a player of the future.
Back in the middle once more. 18-14 plays 14-10. Wren overruns it. Jarman in over the top. Schwass at the bottom. Tries to get it out to Larkin. He gets a short kick going over the centre. Carey tried to tap it on. Here's a chance now for Crocker. Down towards Longmire. Oh, beautifully stolen, however. That's magnificently done by Smart across to Schwerdt. The Crows through Maynard. Started off again. It's McDermott from the middle. Wants Micken. The big man marks right on 50. It's a long kick. It's a very long kick. The Crows can do no wrong at the moment. Micken gets his first, but it could be the first nail in the North Melbourne coffin.
Well, he's been given a big task. The big fellow playing at centre half forward. He's had the occasional run on the ball. Last year's best and fairest. Not suited to centre half forward, but has acquitted himself admirably today. A beautiful kick.
Mark Micken, his first goal of the afternoon. McDermott in trouble. Spargo comes away to Schwass, who boots it out wide. Ramiro goes back and takes the mark just inside the attacking 50, but into this breeze, he's too far out to score. Decides to centre the ball. Intended, I think, to Carey on the lead, but chipping in front, teammate Peter Mann takes the mark.
Good positioning by Mann. He's doing what Wren is doing down the other end of the ground. Ramiro spotting Mann. And Wren just not quite getting there.
So Mann directly in front. Gets into the man on the mark. Well, Bickley across to Maynard, who boots it out wide. Hart and Steele, and the ball spills out of bounds. Well, I think we've got to say this breeze must be a little trickier than we anticipated, particularly kicking at goal at that end, because we've seen some terrible efforts down there. Players very conscious of trying to keep it low up into the breeze. Why are you looking at me strangely now? Here's Tudor. Hart overran it. Schwertz in there. Did well. Worth a kick almost, although Spargo's got it close to the boundary line. Pops it around the corner. And the mark is taken by Delina. Cal Delina, one of the better players for North today. Long down towards Longmire, but it falls in short, holding up in the breeze.
Well, he picked the wrong option then, Delina, because he had Mann more towards centre half forward.
It's Schwerdt who takes it away. Back towards the centre. Jarman is beaten for it by Brett Allison. Look at him, speeding inside 50. He'll have a shot here. The left foot's on its way, and he's kicked the goal for North Melbourne.
200 years ago, the British sent their outcasts to Australia to be punished.
All rise!
Well, nothing's changed.
Sugar? Oh, thanks awfully, old chap.
In the name of the Crown, I sentence you all to the 4X Rugby League Test Series against Australia.
They're still sending them, and they're still going to be punished.
Yep, they're going to be punished, all right.
The battle for the Ashes. Australia versus Great Britain. First test soon on 7.
Brett Allison scores his first goal. That's the 4th for North this quarter, but it's Wren who wins it out of the centre. It passes Micken, however, taken by Schwass. Across the shoal. Oh, he almost had his head ripped off.
No free.
No free, Don. Hart inside 50, chipping away at goal. Misses. Darryl Hart kicked a goal in the second quarter, and it was a beauty too. Allison. Going straight down the middle. Steele. Schwass gets it away to Spargo. He looks pretty tired. Back to Schwass. He loses it. It hasn't been pretty. Marshall claims it for the Crows. Now it's Scotty Lee. Penetrating kick in towards Murphy. Got a hand to it. Martin first to recover. Gets the hand pass away to Allison. And a short little kick finds the half-back line and Clarkson. Quickly on to Romero. Jose's kick is high. Towards centre wing. Schwass comes over the top. Thank you, Don.
Has he hurt him? I think he's hurt himself. Let's hope it's not serious. Oh.
What a leap.
Oh, what a leap. Look. Spectacular.
In fact, he was helped on his way, wasn't he? Which would not have helped the cause.
Looks as if he's all right, Sandy.
Which is good news. Hands on hip as Wren prepares to do the ruck work once again. Wayne Carey there with him.
Carey wins it forward too. Clarkson claimed immediately by McGuinness. Ball up. 19-15, 15-10. Under 10 minutes now remaining. Getting quite gloomy at Football Park. The official attendance today in excess of 36,312, so it really did build up. After being disappointing early, Schwass bundled across the boundary line, and it will be thrown in. Well, the Crows look likely to be back on the winning trail, at least in the short term, after a dismal month. 4 straight losses. Well, it falls to Hart behind. That's Ben Hart. 2 goals in this term. He boots it down towards half-forward Steele, deflects it towards the boundary line. He's happy with that, and it will be thrown in. The margin 26 points at 3/4 time. The Crows led. They were challenged by North Melbourne briefly, but they've steadied now. McCarthy from behind Carey. Over Micken. Schwass. Still he goes. Well played. Boots it towards the wing. Wren going back takes a very good mark. Well, he's only a youngster, but his positioning, a kick behind the play, generally is very good. This is Tasker, right on the wing. High floating kick inside the attacking 50. McCarthy, a spring heel jack goes up and takes the defensive mark. It's at the wrong end as far as North are concerned. McCarthy, short, Carey. Obliging bounce, he comes across the ground. Schwert letting back in the race. Oh, Longmire, the Schwert front. Comes to Tasker, now Lee. Lee a high one. They'll contest about 25 metres out. Ingerson over the top, falls forward. Diving in there is Hart, shovels it out to no one in particular. Back heeling it was Scholl. Crocker did well. This is Tudor. Tudor hugs the boundary line and gets it to Dwyer. Dwyer's kick is only short, but he does find Glenn Page, who drifts it back into the centre.
Dwyer's cramped too, Sandy, behind play.
Sting's certainly gone out of this game now. Clarkson's kick off to Larkin, running forward to Spargo. Wiedemann had to go, but he went a little too early. He's quick to recover, though. Schwert in there to help if he needs it. He does. Tasker will need support. Off to Wren. Now McDermott. Onto the left foot. He tumbles a puck down to Micken. starting to leave Football Park, realising that the home side have 4 premiership points in their keeping.
Now, he kicked one from this distance before, Sandy. He fancies himself again. Oh.
Going to be kept in play and eventually popped through for a behind by Murphy. So the Crows will win this game 19-16 to 15-10, leading by 30 points. Brett Allison. An extraordinary move. Oh, look at that. Well, it's a little sad. Clarkson, Lee, under pressure. Hart, Micken, bit of aerial ping pong going on at the moment. Lee again out the back door to Schwer. 1, 2, onto the left foot, and the centering kick. He had a choice there. Could have either taken Hart or Jamison, but it's Ben Hart who's taken the mark.
You've got to say it's by design what they're doing, obviously, but gee whiz.
Hart has kicked 2 goals, both in this quarter, kicking from 52 metres. It's a drop punt that is sailing straight through the middle.
The Kelly household is about to be rocked.
Well, I was wondering if you could do something for me.
Sure, anything. Just ask.
Marry me.
Yeah, no problem.
What?
Is Dad really going to tie the knot?
Crocky Moses is hot stuff.
Or has he struck it rich?
180,000.
Do you think that makes me less desirable as a woman?
No, it could make you the perfect woman.
Will someone save him in time?
We've got a distress call. Somebody somewhere's in trouble. We've got to do something to help them.
Call 000.
Okay. Oh.
Find out on Hey Dad, Wednesday on 7.
North Melbourne work it forward. Carey's got it.
Longmire now in the ruck. They've had Carey, Longmire, McCarthy, and that man today.
Larkin finds Mann with the kick. Some body work done initially. The crowd not happy, but Mann with strength has a chance now to convert from 25 metres out, 45-degree angle. Mann kicks. It's bending away, but it's good enough. He sneaks it home. His second goal.
Well, Peter had a shot earlier in the quarter, kicked into the man on the mark. Unforgivable, really. And here's the mark. Larkin used his body well on that time. Didn't hold, but just used the body.
Peter Mann acquired in 1990 in exchange for a first-round draft pick, and the Eagles chose Matt Clappe with that selection. He's on the borderline of selection with the Eagles at the moment. He's been dogged by injury. And Mann has done pretty well today, giving away some centimetres to Sean Wren. This is McCarthy off to Steele. He goes down towards half forward. Lee, who's been pretty serviceable, got a bad bounce. Ran into Dwyer, who ran into Marshall. Now Schwass, close to the boundary line. Hand passes to his own advantage and/or support from Delina, who could have been pushed in the back. Play goes on. It's really slow motion on the outer side. Lee comes away. Boots it down towards half forward. Jamison, they've got a spare man. That's Darryl Hart who runs on. That's ignored, though. He goes looking for Murphy. Well defended by Martin to knock it away. And Scholl, who's been resolute all day, to Allison. Allison comes back against the flow, chips in short. This is Page up from the back pocket. Does nicely to Larkin. Measures the hand pass. Martin towards the wing, and Clarkson needs a favourable bounce. Did very well. Unkind bounce initially for Carey. The tacklers stay off him. And Carey touched off the boot eventually as Maynard got to him. Smart on the burst.
Comes dashing out. Has one bounce. Could have another, but elects to go long, and it's not a good kick. Had a bit of talking, could have gone longer, had another bounce and gone well into attack. But it's McCarthy and Scholl who combine. Scholl pulled as he took the kick, drops short to Mann. Gets it off the Page, now Steele. They're chipping the ball around. It's on half forward. Going short was Tudor again. North hoping to finish in a flurry, but this time off target and one behind. 16-10 plays, 16-11 in fact, plays 2016. the sun makes a rare appearance over Football Park. Wasn't a full house today, as Dennis said. Still a very good crowd of some 36,000, but this win will certainly be a fillip for them as young Wren takes a fine mark.
He'll just about have to be best on the ground, that fellow. He's made a few mistakes, but gee, a lot of other players have made some shockers too.
An interesting pass, finishes with Hart. Managed to shrug the tackle, off to the running Schwert, another little chip, and he finds Murphy. Michael Murphy has kicked 4 goals. He has been the Crows' main contributor to date.
Schwert again. Schwert last time got it across to Hart, and Hart went in and kicked his 3rd.
11th kick for Michael Murphy. Looking for goal number 5. Getting goal number 5. Good effort by him. 21-16 plays 16-11.
5 goals, 1 from Murphy. Here it is, Schwert getting involved again. Hart across to Schwert. And Murphy getting away from Martin. Martin's done a reasonable job on Murphy. But a beautiful kick for goal by number 22.
So the margin 35 points. In the dying moments of this game, Wren goes up, wins it down decisively. McDermott over the ball. Larkin locking it in with his left hand. Well done. And a bounce alongside the centre circle. Mann and Wren. This is Hart. He got it from Marshall. He goes in short and finds Micken. Plays on. This is Lee. Lee just outside the 50. Very high kick down towards full forward. Ingerson goes up, got hands to it, couldn't hang on. Steele off his boot out of bounds. It'll be thrown in the right full forward pocket. Well, North Melbourne, a disappointing finish to last year. A bad start to this year. So in terms of what they've achieved in their last, I suppose, 15 games or so, must be very disappointing to their supporters. Slung out of it, Wiedemann. Murphy gets it away. Jamison's hand pass. Sacrificing some ground. Schwert to Tasker, who boots it back in. Ingerson goes back with a flight of the ball, slid across his chest. Page was held. Soccer's off the ground.
Towards Marshall. He needs help. Flicks it back to McDermott, who uses plenty of pace, but under pressure as he takes the left foot kick. It goes over the line in the left forward pocket. Under a minute remaining. Chris McDermott can be satisfied in the fact that his side is going to gain 4 premiership points today, but they've still got a long climb up the ladder. Sock it off the ground and sock it through for 1 behind. Scott Lee has been busy today.
Now, what is Brett Elson going to do this time, Sam? Is he going to go short or is he going to go long? Let's hope he goes long.
Well, it drops short. Lee Tudor takes the mark. Goes over the top to Matthew Larkin. Can't trap it at the first attempt, but does so at the second. Sweeps a hand pass inside to Page. Another one to Romero. Off to Tudor. Back to Romero. Now Crocker. They're down to the 50-metre line. Darren Crocker will have a shot at goal. Floats it in towards Longmire. He uses the right hand to palm it back into play. McCarthy swings it round his body. Gives a little ground. The siren has sounded. It's all over. There will be no shot for goal. The umpire very quick to pick up the siren. And Adelaide are victorious, 21-17. 143. North Melbourne, 16-11. 107. So Nigel Smart can afford a smile as the Crow boys leave the ground, or come together to then leave the ground. Their main contributor today was Michael Murphy. He's been averaging some 8 marks a game, and he booted 5 goals today. Wayne Carey in picture booted 3 for North Melbourne. But as the Crows' chant starts up, one would imagine bitter disappointment. For North Melbourne, Mark Micken, Fine performance by the big man today. He kicked the goal in the last quarter. As we go down to the boundary line, Chris McDermott's about to have a word with Maxie.
Chris, a real team win today. I mean, 4 losses. Great to be back in the winner's circle.
Oh, certainly. It's, any win's a good win, and again we had that bad part in the second quarter when we let North Melbourne back into the game and squandered a 5-goal lead. But to the boys' credit, they battled on well, and it wasn't a convincing win, but it's a good win and it's a start.
Well, the forward line, I mean, you lost Modra early, but it worked really well today.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, there's no surprise that we've struggled at centre-half forward, through a bit of lack of height, and Mark Micken, performed very well there today. Took a few marks and knocked the ball out and fought very well there for us. And, we had some blokes contributing. Michael Murphy contributed well. So it was a little bit better, yeah, and we're certainly on the right track.
Sean Wren starting the game today. I mean, he played a brilliant game, didn't he?
Oh, he's fantastic. I mean, he's a kid with a lot of potential, and he jumps well, and reads the game pretty well, and just loves his footy, and he's getting better and better every week. And Mark Micken plays a big part in that, because he's really taken Sean under his wing, teaching him the game, and there's no better teacher than Mark Micken.
And next week they don't get any easier, but Hawthorn.
Yeah, Hawthorn at Waverley's a tough assignment, but it's another week, and any game's winnable if you have the right attitude and you perform, with the right disciplines on the day. So it's a game we're looking forward to.
Thanks for your time, mate. Thanks for talking to us.
There's Chris McDermott there speaking with Max Stevens. Donald, in summary, and we'll have a look at some match stats, no doubt, to support your theories, but I gathered throughout the day you're a little disappointed.
Well, it was, Sandy. From both teams, they really did turn the ball over when they didn't require to. A lot of mistakes made by players of each side, and it was a matter of who could get their act together. North Melbourne really did have a chance in the last quarter, but just didn't go on with it. Handballs, yes, look, 150, 134. That's a lot of handballs, because the players instantly, as soon as they got the ball, their instinctive thing was to try and look for somebody else to give the ball to. They could have been better in a lot of cases going long. They were going short and turning the ball over on a number of occasions.
Finally, it was the home team by 36 points here at Football Park. Just a reminder, that replay of Hawthorn and Footscray coming up around Australia very shortly. But if you don't wish to know the scores, I suggest you look away now, particularly in Melbourne and Perth, because here they come, the scores from the Western Oval. And at the MCG this afternoon, Essendon took on Sydney. Here are some highlights from that game.
Indisposed, he can't get anywhere near the contest. Here's Nettlebeck at the back. Jamie Lawson just does not do enough for little man. As the kick comes down towards Spawn. From 50 metres, Kieran Spawn kicks in a goal. Alessio, was that touched? I don't think so. It's a goal. The kick in towards little Lawson. Here's a chance for Simon Minton-Connell. Gives it off to Kapler. Kapler swings onto the left foot. Chips in a goal. And Darren Kapler has goal.
He's got the height to take Murphy on. Here's Terry Danaher. Anthony, I should say. Looking like TD. Kicks the ball and good mark. Taken by Walsh. But he really should kick a goal from about 30 metres out. Drop punt. He's got it to Mitchell. He's going to go to Luff and then took his time now, Luff. Now he's got a great chance. Well done. Luff should goal. Here we go. Drop punt. Better. A goal.
So Essendon eventually running away with that game, 16-20, 116 to 10, 13-73, and we're told a couple of reports made in that game. And here at Football Park, the margin 36 points to the Adelaide Crows, who are warming down in their rooms. Their record now improves to 4-6. Still a way to go, of course. And North Melbourne slump to 3-7. Final score at Football Park, 21-17 to 16 goals 11. And out at the Western Oval this afternoon, after Essendon and Adelaide were confirmed as winners today, the big clash between Hawthorn and Footscray, keeping the best till last. They met in a vital game. To tell us all about it,